has struck down 2 of their quarterbacks, but he has also blessed them with the advantage of altitude. Thin air, no air, I don't care! Suck it up and play a game! Brothers and sisters, are you prepared to release your pain? Are you willing to keep the faith? And are you ready for some football?
Raise the curtain to the band. Did someone say lights?
The NFL is a big stage tonight, and AFC a battle racking for your lives.
The Broncos and Patriots at Mile High.
Your ticket is punched.
The stars are in sight.
Everyone comes to play on Monday night. Hit it!
Come on, hit it.
Get up!
Come on,
You get ready!
are you ready for some football?
A Monday night party!
It's a nationwide tour.
So don't you be entirely!
Players at the ready. Alan John at the mic. All my ready friends are here for Monday night. After a wet weekend, it's dry tonight in Denver, Colorado, but the temperature is 35 degrees on a very chilly evening. Invesco Field at Mile High, per usual, packed to capacity as out onto the field come the Denver Broncos as they get ready to face Tom Brady and the New England Patriots on Monday Night Football. Al Michaels, John Madden, Lisa Guerrero, welcome to Denver. Well, the season could not have started more ominously for the New England Patriots. Just before opening day, they released their leader, their Pro Bowl safety, Lawyer Malloy, and the team went into Buffalo after Malloy had signed with Buffalo, and they get killed 31-0. But they rebounded the next week to beat Philadelphia, and here they are at the halfway mark, 6-2, coming into Denver, and Bill Belichick's team with a win tonight will be a game and a half in front of Miami in the AFC East. Meanwhile, as far as Denver is concerned, they started out 4-0, but then the new quarterback, Jake Plummer, broke his foot. Steve Berline took over, the veteran, but then he broke his finger. So Danny Cannell is now the quarterback until Plummer gets healthy, and Cannell has not played in the National Football League up until a couple of weeks ago for almost 3 seasons. So, John, tonight Denver, with his very short deck, faces a very tough defense. How do they win this game?
Well, you know, talking to Mike Shanahan last night, he said, I have to take the pressure off of Danny Cannell. We can't tell Danny Cannell, go out there and win this game for us. He said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him play pass, I'm going to have him bootleg. Clinton Portis has to have a big night running. But I think if the Broncos are going to win, they have to win it with their defense and their defense getting turnovers.
And they're always tough, of course, at home. As far as New England's concerned, we've been watching Bill Belichick for years. When you look at him on television, he's expressionless and he's emotionless and shows no passion, but we know him. He's a good guy. He's a heck of a coach. What's his secret?
Well, I'll tell you what his secret is. He's very bright, and he always changes. You know, Bill Belichick will change his defense from game to game. And then within the game, he'll change it from down to down. And what that does is that makes you, not sure what they're doing, and then that adds to confusion. And then you get the confusion, and then that adds to turnovers. And what he really does, he makes you do things offensively that you're not comfortable doing.
Good chess match tonight, and a pretty good football game as well. And among other things tonight, the linebacker for the Broncos, Al Wilson, will be mic'd up as we get ready for New England and Denver on Monday Night Football. Tonight's quarterback coverage is brought to you by State Farm.
Mom! Hey, Mom, I'm out of here.
You're a 2-car family, and you're 1 car short. Now, your State Farm agent can help with information on auto loans and leases, as well as competitive rates on auto insurance. Talk to your agent today. We live where you live.
Whose mom's driving next week?
Take a swing on the wild side with Las Vegas, the PGA Tour, and ABC Sports. Watch the Tour Championship and when prompted, identify the leader online at ESPN.com, keyword Las Vegas, for a chance to score a trip to Golf Vegas. Don't miss the top 30 players competing at the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola this weekend on ABC Sports.
Who will be picked for tonight's Monday Night Football horse trailer and also be Snickers' hungriest player? Log on to Snickers.com for details and a chance to win a trip to the Super Bowl.
We're always talking about matchups, and the great one on the sidelines tonight. The defensive mastermind, Bill Belichick. On the other side, the offensive mastermind, Mike Shanahan. Monday Night Football from the Mile High City, and Skycam is with us to provide compelling views of all the action. Visa Skycam.
Right now, with Sirius Satellite Radio, you can get 100% commercial-free music beamed right to your car and a chance to have your car washed at your home by Pam Anderson. Get 100 channels of music, sports, news, and maybe even a sparkling clean car. Enter the all-access Pam sweepstakes today.
You know, this works in the house, too.
Get serious and get Pam. Seriously. Sirius Satellite Radio. Everything for your car and home for just $149.
ABC Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
As we get ready for the game here in Denver, the New England Patriots, led by Tom Brady, who took over as the starting quarterback in 2001 for Drew Bledsoe, became the Super Bowl MVP, and Tom is with Lisa Guerrero. Lisa.
Thanks, Al. Throughout the course of the season, every team has to deal with adversity. But as you mentioned, Patriots players were dealt a big blow 2 days before their season even began. Bill Belichick surprisingly cut Pro Bowl safety Lawyer Malloy. Now, all of the experts thought that that was going to tear the Patriots season apart. But last night, Tom Brady told me how his team was able to hold it together.
He was a team captain, and everyone loved being around Lawyer. I think we lost him, and I think we went out and got the crap beat out of us that we had to figure out, okay, well, what are we going to do without him now? How are we going to rally? And a lot of other guys have really stepped up. And at a time like that when a team is vulnerable, I think that gives other guys great opportunities to step to the forefront and become leaders. And some of the younger guys have really stepped in and done a great job.
Well, those young guys are going to have to continue to step up. Pro Bowl defensive tackle Richard Seymour is out with what the Patriots are calling a leg injury. So rookie Dan Klecko will get his very first start tonight.
Dan Klecko, the son of Joe Klecko, the former Jet, as Adam Vinatieri gets set to kick off for New England. Pre-game fireworks, and so the smoke's still clearing on this 35-degree early evening. Chris Cole is back to receive for the Broncos, who have lost 3 out of their last 4 and trying to get it turned around before their bye week. Cole from the 4 out to the 27-yard line, and let's take a look at the Denver starting offense.
Danny Cannell, Florida State.
Clint Portis, Miami.
Mike Anderson, Utah.
Rod Smith, Missouri Southern State College.
Ashley Lee, Hawaii.
Shannon Sharp, the Savannah State. Blake Brockmeyer, Texas.
And then Ben Hamilton's from Minnesota. Tom Nalen at center from Boston College. Dan Neal played his college ball at Texas. Matt Lepsis at Colorado. Had to come in because the guys, as you know, if you follow football, the Denver offensive line, they don't talk to any media. They don't do any of these things. So instead of the mute button, now you know who they are. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line as Cannell throws. And that one is off the fingertips of the fullback Mike Anderson and nearly intercepted by Ty Law. The Patriot defense tremendously improved this year. Let's take a look at them.
Bobby Hamilton, Southern Miss.
Dan Klecko, Temple University.
Jarvis Green, LSU. Mike Vrabel, The Ohio State University.
Teddy Bruschi, Arizona.
Roman Pfeiffer, UCLA. Willie McGinnis, Southern Cal.
Ty Law, Aliquippa Quips.
Rodney Harrison, Western Illinois.
Eugene Wilson, Illinois.
Tyrone Poole, Fort Valley State.
From the Aliquippa Quips, Law went to Michigan. And this is the first carry of the night for Clinton Portis, who will play such a big part in the game, no doubt. He takes it out to the 31-yard line.
And the guy making that first play was Dan Klecko. You know, we talked about all the different things that Bill Belichick and the Patriots give you. They're starting tonight with a three-man line. With Richard Seymour out, they're putting Dan Klecko in. And you're going to see him. He's right here, the nose tackle. And if they're going to run inside, the nose tackle has to make the play. See, he starts there, and he just makes and closes that hole down right there. Dan Klecko played that one perfectly.
3rd down and 6 from the 31-yard line. And here's Portis. He's going to cut it back upfield, but can't get a first down. He's about a yard and a half shy. Roman Pfeiffer, the outside linebacker, makes the tackle. And so Denver's first possession is 3 and out.
You know, we talked about what Mike Shanahan wanted to do. He wanted to take pressure off Danny Cannell, so he was going to have him go play pass and bootleg. The first play was a bootleg. Now, when that was incomplete, then he had to go back to take the pressure off again. He had to go back to 2 running plays.
2 running plays, and they come up a yard and a half shy as Mike Ganor gets set to punt to Deion Branch. Good high, fairly deep kick. 18-yard line. Branch, one of their wide receivers, brings it back to the 27. And let's take a look at the Patriot offense.
Tom Brady, Michigan.
Kevin Falk, LSU. Fred McCrary, Mississippi State.
Troy Brown, Marshall University.
Deion Branch, Louisville.
Christian Fourier, University of Colorado.
Matt Light, Purdue.
Big Wood, BC.
Dan Copen, Boston College.
Joe Andruzzi, Southern Connecticut State.
Tom Ashworth, Colorado.
So Tom Ashworth coming back home in effect, played his college football at Colorado in Boulder, about 30 miles from here. Now Brady on first down, and they spread it out, come up with an empty backfield. 5 receivers and swing it out here to Daniel Graham. And Graham, who caught 7 passes last week in the win over Cleveland and played his college football at Colorado, has about 2 yards here.
You know, Charlie Weiss, the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, always wants to start off and give you something to think about. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers out here. So he wants to see early how you're going to cover this spread formation. So what he does, he just throws a simple pass out here to the tight end, try and get some blocking, but more to see how you're going to cover it.
And now Brady fumbles the snap at the 29-yard line, and Denver has it. Came away from center too early, and now Belichick's defensive unit has to go back out onto the field. Bertrand Berry having a very good year for the Broncos. The defensive end recovers it.
Of course, Dan Copen is a rookie center. And you're going to see here, it looks like he double clutched, and see, it looks like he started to pull out, then went back in, and then started to pull out again. Looked like it was one of those things that it was on 2, and Brady started to pull out on 1, and then thought, uh-oh, it was 2, and tried to get back in there. And then by the time he got back in there, the ball was up there, and now it's on the ground. And now Denver has it.
At the 28-yard line, already in Jason Nealon field goal range. 1st and 10, but they're thinking about 7, not 3. And here is Portis, and Portis runs right into Teddy Bruschi. He's the first to hit him, and he's taken down to the 25-yard line. Danny Cannell played his college football at Florida State under Bobby Bowden, and then he went to the Giants, and he was a starter for a couple of years, and then he goes to Atlanta, and he's the backup. And then he's out of the National Football. He plays baseball, plays for the Newark Bears, independent, makes $1,200 a month, plays in the Arena League, doesn't last very long there, and winds up with Denver in training camp, gets released, and then comes back. And here he is on Monday night, 2nd and 6, handing it to Portis. So it's been a long and winding and unusual road for Danny Cannell, John. And Jake Plummer, of course, is their #1 quarterback, the former Cardinal, who had gotten off to a good start. Broken foot. They hope to have him back after the bye in 2 weeks.
I talked to Jake a couple of days ago, and there was a freak way he broke that foot. He said that, you know how when you take off your shoe and you kind of put your toes underneath and crack the knuckles in your toes? He said he did that and he felt a pop and he broke his foot. I said, man, that is weird. But anyway, he said he's getting better and he's going to be back the week, you know, after the bye.
Sounds like something Brett Favre would try. 3rd and 6, as that's caught by Rod Smith at the 15-yard line for a first down. What's with the Denver quarterbacks? I mean, Brian Greasy hurt himself a couple of years ago tripping over his dog. Jake Plummer hurts himself trying to crack his toes.
Yeah, I don't know that. I've seen guys do that. I've never tried that one, but he said he's been doing it all his life. And then he said even after he broke his foot, he didn't realize that he was always cracking his knuckles that way, the knuckles in his feet. That's weird.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line as the Broncos try to cash in on the turnover, and Portis squirting through the hole and into the end zone. He went right off the right side of the center, Tom Nalen, and in from 15 to give Denver the lead.
Yeah, Bill Belichick was saying that's what we have to take away, that zone play that they use right here. You just watch it. They just zone block it, and he just comes right down. He finds a hole. It's just a pickle hole. And once Clinton Portis sees that hole right there, he has the move and then the speed. This guy is a heck of a bat.
That's the first touchdown the Patriots have given up in the first quarter since the opener against Buffalo. Elam boots it through, and they cash in on the Brady fumble. 10:51 left in the period. Denver on top on the Portis touchdown run.
Joanne is a 33-year-old small business owner looking for a more professional image.
You know, she needs to update her look a lot.
You need to project an image that is attractive and interesting.
Joanne is ready for the ultimate makeover.
We're just so excited.
What a difference. It looks great.
Joanne now has new computers, cordless phones, PDAs, and new furniture.
Office Depot Total Office Solutions. Technology, furniture, and smart ways to put it all together. It's absolutely changed my life.
Spread your wings. The Cadillac SRX Performance Utility. Breakthrough.
Monday Night Football from Denver is being brought to you by Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Cold down easy. Visa, if you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be. Office Depot, what you need and what you need to know. And Cadillac, bold vehicles, defying convention. Downtown Denver on this Monday night, chilly night.
Yeah, we're talking about what the Broncos had to do, and they just did it. They had to get turnovers from their defense and a good running game with Clinton Portis.
Fumble by Brady, the touchdown by Portis. The kick fielded at the 8-yard line by Bethel Johnson. Good-looking rookie out of Texas A&M, also one of their wideouts when they go 3 and 4 wide.
Yeah, if we watch this touchdown run again, watch the center, Tom Nalen here. If you're going to get a good run, you have to get up to the second level and get that linebacker. And watch how the center does it. A man over him, he gets up right now. Right here, he gets Roman Pfeiffer. Now, by getting Pfeiffer there, that let Clinton Portis make that cut to get in the end zone.
You want to take a look at the Brady fumble. It looks like he winds up with a football. It looks like he's cradling it, but they came in and said no, and he didn't put up much of an argument. Now Brady throws, and that pass is incomplete. Intended for Deion Branch. The Denver defense is number 2 in the league coming into the game. Here are the starters.
Trevor Price, Clemson. Daryl Gardner, Baylor. Darius Holland, Colorado. Burton Berry, Notre Dame.
Jay Sean Sykes, Colorado.
Al Wilson, Tennessee. Diane Sprague, Stanford University.
Lenny Walls, Boston College.
Kenoy Kennedy, Arkansas.
Sam Brandon, UNLV.
Kelly Herndon, Toledo.
Spragan and Sykes, 2 new linebackers. As this is Antoine Smith going to the outside, and the reason, of course, is they lost Ian Gold a couple of weeks ago for the season, and then John Mobley in a scary incident in Baltimore last week, bruised spinal cord. He's out tonight, and when he'll return, if he does return this year, is still up in the air.
And the guy that took his place at Donnie Sprague on that last play made a heck of a play. And talking to Larry Coyer, their defensive coordinator, he said, one thing that Sprague gives us, he's a bright guy, and he's much more physical. He's a bigger guy than either Ian Gold or Mobley. And he's really playing the position that Ian Gold played.
He's 6'3", 240 out of Stanford. Played on special teams last year. 3rd down and 10 as Brady has a lot of time. Guns it over the middle into traffic. The ball is juggled and intercepted by Kanoy Kennedy. And for Kanoy Kennedy, he had gone over a season without an interception, without a fumble recovery, or without a sack. 0-0-0, but a big pick here off the deflection, and Denver has the ball again.
SRX Performance Utility. Breakthrough.
We're gonna go out there and win, right? Right! We're Bears! Yeah! And what are Bears?
Hungry! Yeah! You guys hungry?
Yeah! So let's go out there and beat them! Go, go, go!
Oops. Spotting the hungriest player is easier than you think. So watch Monday Night Football. Go to Snickers.com and vote for the Snickers Hungriest Player of the game. Each week you could win a free Snickers bar or even a trip to the Super Bowl.
Hey, how'd you guys get in here?
Hungry? Grab a Snickers.
I got it, Coach Gruden. Hey, looks like you're parked a little close here. You think I could get some tickets to the game?
What do you think?
If you really want tickets to the game, just use your Visa. It's the card you know they'll take everywhere you want to be.
Here we go.
Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL.
There are places I remember.
Life has rules, but no simple answers.
Why did this happen?
Now a family must find the strength to carry on.
In my life.
The special one-hour return of 8 Simple Rules, Tuesday at 8/7 Central on ABC.
Are you ready for some football?
Good matchup next week. Lambeau Field is the site for Monday Night Football. The Packers off that win last night against Minnesota. The Eagles are hot now. Philadelphia and Green Bay next Monday night. That's a good one as Portis begins this drive now by taking the ball up to the 39-yard line after the interception. Clinton Portis, just another in this long line of great running backs that the Broncos have culled from the draft over the last few years, John.
Yeah, but he's different from all those other great running backs because those guys were take one cut and run the ball downhill. They tried to get Clinton Portis to do that a year ago. You know, just make one cut and then downhill. And Clinton Portis says, I'm not that kind of runner. You know, that I make moves, and he has moves and speed, and he's different than those other Bronco backs. And I think the coaches finally agreed with him. You think of Terrell Davis and the way that they ran, and Mike Anderson and those guys. I mean, they were just bulls. One cut downhill.
Number 90, defense. 5-yard penalty. Still, second down.
That's Dan Klecko, and Pete Morelli makes his Monday night debut. He's in his first year as a referee. Pete's been a field judge over the last 6 years, so his moment now in the spotlight. And let it be duly noted, the first call was encroachment.
Right, and against the nose tackle, and you know, one of the dumbest penalties in football. You wonder how the guy lining up over the ball can jump before it snaps.
2nd and 1. Here's Portis, and John was talking about what amounts to overcoaching, and here's what Clinton had to say about that as he picks up the first down.
If the head coach telling you one thing and the offensive coordinator telling you another, and your running backs coach in your ear yelling about get outside, and then the offensive line coach telling you missed a read, you know, it's like 4 people coaching, and then it's all like wah wah wah, you know. So I realized none of them ever played running back, and I probably need to go out and try to do what I can.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, instincts should always take over for a running back.
Like a guy with 4 bosses. 1st and 10, caught on the run. First down and a lot more for Rod Smith as he's finally forced out of bounds at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, if you're going to play running back in this league, we know that you have to be able to run, but you have to be able to pass protect. If you can't, they're going to take advantage of you. And watch Clinton Portis here. This is pass protection. He gets jolted on the first block. Watch here. He's going to get jolted, go back a little, and boom, come right back and finish it off. And let Danny Cannell get rid of the ball. Watch. The boom, and then another one, and then boom, recoil and do it again.
And the guy he took care of was Mike Vrabel, who had 3 sacks last week against Cleveland. Now they run the draw, and it's a nice play to stop him in his tracks, just about at the line of scrimmage, as making the tackle right there for the Patriots was Willie McGinnis.
You know, and Mike Vrabel weighs 261 pounds, so you're not talking about, you know, a smaller type linebacker. You're talking about a guy that at one time was a defensive lineman. In fact, Mike Vrabel is kind of half linebacker, half defensive lineman, because he can play both. He will drop, but he's a much, much better pass rusher.
Broke his arm earlier this season. The Patriots and the Broncos, for that matter, really both decimated by injury, which makes their records even more impressive. Portis to the outside. With Denver, we've been talking about the quarterback situation. When you lose your starter and Plummer, then you lose Berline. And defensively, when John Mobley and Ian Gold go out, and then Ephraim Salam, their starting left tackle. And then as far as New England is concerned, the amazing thing about New England is that Belichick's been doing this with glue and paste. They have started 39 different players this year, most in the league. And when a team normally starts the most players, their record at this point is usually about 1-7.
Yeah, but you know, he gets those guys and he puts them in a position where they can be successful.
3rd down and 8 from the 26-yard line. And the pass is knocked down, knocked away, intended for Rod Smith, and Tyrone Poole, who played with the Broncos last season, knocks it down, and Jason Elam will come in to try to tack on 3.
Yeah, here's Tyrone Poole up here, and you see he's gonna back off. It's just a zone, and he's just waiting out there. That wasn't a man-to-man. He just had that deep outside, and Rod Smith came into his zone.
Jason Elam, who has missed only 1 field goal this year. This one a 44-yard attempt. Mike Ganor puts it down. The ball is hooking, and it is no good. So in his 19th attempt of the season, he misses for only the 2nd time. They can't cash in here. The lead stays 7-0 Denver.
Sometimes in the face of insurmountable odds, unlikely heroes are born. As precious seconds ticked away, you took an impossible amount of data and turned it into something impossibly good. You have the new Microsoft Office system. Victory is yours.
Give me a stock rating based on facts, and I'll decide what to buy and sell.
Schwab Equity Ratings can help you do just that.
Now, let's be realistic. There are some stocks that should be sold.
It's a better way to help you decide what to buy and what to sell. And right now, we'll send you a free sample of Schwab Equity Ratings for 3 stocks of your choice.
I just want to get an objective point of view about the stocks I'm considering.
To get your 3 free Schwab Equity Ratings, just call 1-888-8-SCHWAB and discover a better way to get a clear perspective on your investment decisions.
Room service. Your grape nuts, sir.
It'd take 4 bowls of grape nuts to get the B vitamins in just 1 bowl of total.
That's a manly breakfast. Your raisin bran.
10 bowls to equal the zinc in total.
I'll keep the gym open. Your special K is
40 bowls to equal the calcium in total.
Late checkout this morning?
You need Total. It's got a 100% daily value of 12 vitamins and minerals. No other leading cereal comes close.
Pull a Total,
I'll take
please.
Total.
Kitchen's just closed.
Total Raisin Bran. 1 bowl, 100%.
We were talking about the Patriots this year and all of the players they have used. And with Klecko starting tonight, he becomes the 40th. Bottom of the panel there. He's the 40th different starter. And the key here is you look at all of these teams leading the league in starters. You can see on the right-hand side, they were all losers. They had losing records. Last year, the Bears, to wit, at 4-12. But because of Belichick loving to move people in and out and all of the injuries, they started 40 and are 6-2. First and 10 at the 34-yard line. Brady going deep, and out in front is Deion Branch, and Deion Branch is into the end zone for a touchdown. 66 yards for the touchdown.
One of the things Bill Belichick told us last night, he said we have to throw the ball down the field. He said we just can't run checkdowns and screens and short passes. We have to get the ball down the field, and he did exactly that here. It's going to start off here with good pass protection. You see they start off with a 2 deep, and then they go to a 3 deep, and he just leads the ball out there perfectly to Deion Branch.
And Branch beats Kelly Herndon, who has taken over the spot normally occupied by Delta O'Neal. O'Neal now only playing in the nickel as Vinatieri bangs it through. So after Elam misses a chance to make it 10-0, back they come on one play. Brady throwing long with great effectiveness this season, far more so than last year. Case in point right there, tied at 7.
GTO is coming. Fuel for the soul.
Hey mama, this that beat that make you move, mama. Get on the floor and move your booty, mama. We the blast masters blasting up the drum.
Cutie, cutie, make sure you move your booty. Shake that tinny, now the city of Shinnon. Hey shorty, I know you wanna party. The way your body looking make me really feel naughty.
Somebody's gotta feel this. 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 Feel this. Feel this.
In 8 days, the story America's been waiting for. Jessica Lynch finally tells her story, and what she remembers is more than anyone could imagine. A 90-minute Diane Sawyer exclusive.
7-7, 10 minutes into the game in Denver. And Adam Vinatieri will be kicking off for the Patriots. Back to receive is Chris Cole. And the kick is fielded at the 3-yard line. Good tackle in the open field as he is stopped at the 19 by Tully Banta Kane. We talked about Tom Brady last year. You saw his rating when he threw the ball more than 20 yards past the line of scrimmage. And there's the difference, John, a huge difference for Brady this year.
You know, he was saying last night that he wanted to do more of it, but to do more of it, he had to be successful doing it. He said because if he would do it and not be successful, then Charlie Weiss wouldn't call it anymore. But Bill Belichick says our offense has to get the ball more down the field, and Tom Brady said that sounds great to me.
Portis from the 18. What quarterback wouldn't say great?
Well, you know, but as he
that,
says, you can't throw it down the field all the time if you don't have the protection, nor can you throw it down the field all the time and just throw interceptions or incompletion. Remember, his first one in this game, he did go deep and it was intercepted. So then you have to, you know, forget that one. Charlie Weiss, the offensive coordinator, has to forget it. Tom Brady has to forget it and come back and throw another big one for a touchdown.
Brady had thrown 7 interceptions this season coming into the game, all of them in their 2 losses. Teddy Bruschi up front may have come across the line, or Ty Warren.
You know, and Tom Brady's very aware of that, too, that anytime he throws an interception, they lose.
Number 94, defense, 5-yard penalty.
#1 draft choice from Texas A&M. He threw on opening day 4 interceptions against Buffalo, and then he threw 3 interceptions against Washington. So in the 6 wins, as you see, no picks. In the 2 losses, 7 picks.
So that's one of the things that I said he's aware of, but you don't want to, as a quarterback, be too aware of it, because when you throw one early, then what do you do?
On 2nd and 2, this is Portis picking up 3. That'll move the chains at the 39-yard line. Rodney Harrison, the former Charger, who's done a great job at strong safety for New England, right in the middle of that action. Harrison leaving San Diego. Junior Seau leaving as well. And let's take a look at how Denver has run its first 15 plays.
Well, you know, Mike Shanahan told us he was going to take the pressure off of Danny Cannell by running the ball and then having bootlegs and play passes when he did. And you can see running the ball, and I think it has to be successful runs, and the Broncos are doing that.
Portis has already run the ball 11 times with a game less than 11 minutes old, and that pass is incomplete.
You know, you hate to use the word manage a game, don't lose it for us, but I think that's the type of game that Danny Cannell has to play tonight. You know, just get in there, just manage a game. You don't have to win it. You know, other people will win it, but don't lose it. Don't have any turnovers. Don't give them anything.
Danny credits his father, and he calls his dad his best friend. His father is the team physician for both the Miami Dolphins and the world champion Florida Marlins, and also the orthopedic consultant watching tonight back in Florida. Portis to the 30. Cannell's parents came to the game. They were so excited. They go to the game in Baltimore last week. He gets them tickets, and the tickets on the road are normally not very good, but CBS took a shot. They looked like they were in the last row of the stadium. So I said to Danny, is your dad going to be here tonight? He said, no way. They were in the Bob Uecker seats in Baltimore. He said, they're watching on television.
Yeah, like those up there, they were sitting like right there.
Yeah.
But he says his dad was so happy that he was back in the NFL and that he was able to come and watch him play. He didn't care where he sat.
But tonight, everybody in the Cannell clan looking on in Fort Lauderdale as Danny on 3rd and 8 throws. It's caught at the 32, and Clinton Portis can't escape. Asante Samuel, a rookie from Central Florida, and Denver will be forced to punt.
And again, I think that's what Mike Shanahan wants is Danny Cannell, just don't force anything. If something there, throw it. If it's not there, throw it away. But don't give them anything.
Mike Ganor punt. Kevin Falk is back to return it. Short kick fielded by Falk at the 29. And decent field position for New England from their own 35. Will their next drive begin with 2:34 to go in the first quarter. New England 7, Denver 7 on Monday Night Football.
Walt Disney Pictures welcomes you to the Gracie Manor.
Hello? Do you believe in ghosts?
How's that? Stay calm.
There's nothing to be afraid of. Just sugar.
Be brave.
No time to panic. What would be a good time to? Now stop panicking!
And don't lose your head.
That's something you don't see every day.
Eddie Murphy.
Dark spirits lift us. Hey, I'd really rather stay on the ground. Can I stay on the ground, please?
Disney's The Haunted Mansion, rated PG.
Coming soon.
Starts November 26th.
Denny's Meat Lovers Breakfast has it all. Sizzling bacon, savory link sausage, and a slice of honey ham. Served up with eggs, hash browns, and fluffy buttermilk pancakes. All for just $4.99. So give it a try. Denny's, a good place to sit and eat.
When you can't get to Office Depot comes to you. But please, you do need to order in advance. Shop online, by phone, or in-store, and we'll deliver the next day for free.
A woman's plastic surgery doesn't go as planned.
What have I done?
But was the risk worth the reward? A powerful new extreme makeover. 9/8 Central, ABC, Thursday.
The biggest names in music on the biggest music show of the year, the American Music Awards Live. Watch it Sunday, November 16th, hosted by Jimmy Kimmel, only on ABC.
Hi, this is Clinton Portis, and this is my Monday Night.
What's up? What's up?
His mom, Ronell Hearn Pearson, looking on as her son makes his 4th Monday night appearance, and this is 2nd year. He's only 22. He's younger than almost every rookie in the league. Left Miami early. Now the starter for Denver. And New England begins this drive from the 36th with Antoine Smith picking up a yard. Al Wilson, Denver's middle linebacker, mic'd up tonight. Let's listen.
Oh yeah, Don, we want to welcome you to this wonderful occasion. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to go down tonight, homeboy. Just get in that car and ride with us, dog. Hey, man, it's on us tonight, dog. Playmakers, we make plays.
Welcoming Donnie Spragan.
Donnie Spragan's playing well so far, and their defense has been playmakers with two turnovers so far.
But their defense right now trying to get the right personnel on the field, and they're forced to take a timeout.
I wonder if you'd want to hear that mic'd up right there.
We'll keep it in the archives. Al Wilson in the middle, 1st round pick in '99 out of Tennessee. And of course, Ian Gold was really coming on, developing into one of the very best in the league. Gone for the year with a torn ACL. Mobley, we talked about earlier, his return is questionable right now as to when. And so Sykes makes his 2nd NFL start. Spragan makes his 1st start for this Denver defensive unit, which coming into the game, as I mentioned, is 2nd in the league in total defense, which means fewest yards. The team leading the league right now in defense, Dallas. Unbelievable. It's just, I mean, what the job that Parcells has done is, I mean, we always know Bill was very special, but this is crazy.
Well, I think we have some of the same things that we're seeing here tonight. I mean, offensively with Mike Shanahan, defensively with Bill Belichick, Bill Parcells. Those kinds of coaches do those kinds of things.
2nd and 9. Brady guns it. Too far, intended for Deion Branch, and a flag is thrown in the secondary. And you can tell by the reaction that it's going to be a pass interference call.
And the Denver Broncos was in 6 defensive backs, which they call dime, but they're signaling that that's
pass
against
interference. Number 87 on the offense.
It is pass interference, but offense. So those
2nd down.
Those boos turned very quickly to cheers. David Givens was pushing off.
That's the type of situation that Mike Shanahan is trying to get him in. You know, to get him in these long yardage situations where you can go pass rush and then use your extra defensive backs. Here's Givens right here, number 87. Oh, I guess that's interference.
Yeah. Sam Brandon is the guy who goes down.
I don't know if he was trying to pick Sam Brandon or block Sam Brandon or didn't see him, but he just ran right over him.
2nd and a mile, and almost a mile and a half, but he gets it away, and the pass is incomplete along the sideline. Brandon covering on that play on a pass intended for Daniel Graham.
I thought he was throwing that one away because Trevor Price was right on him. Trevor Price is one of the best defensive linemen in football. And I said lineman because he doesn't always play in. He's in here now as a tackle. Sometimes he's a defensive end. Then on pass rush, they move him in as a defensive tackle. He just goes right by Joe Andruzzi, takes his outside shoulder, and he makes Tom Brady throw that ball right when he did. One of the better defensive linemen in the league, Trevor Price.
3rd down and 19 from the 25-yard line. And they give the ball to Kevin Falk, who came off his best day ever last week against Cleveland, nearly rushed for 100 yards. And this time he picks up 16, but they needed 19. And New England will punt for the first time with 1.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. And Al Wilson comes off a little shaky.
They picked up some good field position there, and that's what happens to a defense when you get the defensive line rushing and the defensive backs covering. You give up that draw play.
Ken Walter the punt. Low snap, and the left footer sends one into the mile-high air. And a fair catch is called for and made at the 16-yard line by Delta O'Neal. Minute 4 left in the quarter. Let's check in with Lisa G. Lisa?
Well, Al, for 9 years as a San Diego Charger, Rodney Harrison played against the Broncos twice a season. Now that he's a Patriot, I asked him to compare the similarities between Bill Belichick and Mike Shanahan. He said, you know what, there are plenty of similarities. Let me tell you about them. They're both highly intelligent. Their players are well prepared. They have extremely high standards. But most importantly, both of these coaches expect to win each and every game, Al.
Well, when you look at Rodney Harrison, I mean, you think about Harrison coming over from San Diego, and then the Lawyer-Malloy situation is Cannell, play fake, rolling the opposite way, throws, and making the catch is Shannon Sharp up to the 43-yard line. So on first down, Cannell with a big gain here, 27 yards.
You know, and that's the bootleg that we're talking about, and that comes off the success of Clinton Portis. Clinton Portis is going to fake the run to the right. Now everyone is keying him. They're saying, watch the defense. They all go with Clinton Portis. Danny Cannell takes it out the back door and throws to a wide open receiver. That's the thing that they're trying to get, that stretch play, make them play that stretch play, and then fake the stretch play and bootleg.
First and 10. Cannell has started 5 of his first 8 for 66 yards. Now he bootleg to the right side after the fake, and that pass is incomplete. He was under pressure at that time. Rod Smith, the intended receiver, and Bobby Hamilton was in Cannell's face. Second down.
Yeah, we were talking to Bill Belichick last night. That's a combination that he's worried about right there. The stretch play, or that zone play to Clinton Portis. You have to stop that, but you can't overplay it because then you have to stop the bootleg. And he said that's a combination, the stretch and the bootleg. And we just saw 2 bootlegs in a row. And the running of Clinton Portis helps a bootleg. The bootleg of Danny Cannell helps Clinton Portis' running.
Second and 10. Anderson is the man in motion, the fullback. Now they give it to Portis over right tackle to the outside, and coming up to make the stop is Rodney Harrison. And we started to talk about Harrison, and you know, one of the reasons that Lawyer-Malloy became expendable in addition to the salary was the addition of this man. That's the end of the quarter. The game is tied 7-7, and Monday Night Football from Denver continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
As your family grows, so do their needs. Is your life insurance coverage keeping up? To help you be absolutely sure, talk to someone who's seen a few changes themselves.
We live where you live.
For life insurance, call your State Farm agent.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
Mom, come on, I'm still at practice.
Sorry, buddy, I thought you just want to see the man. Send a picture to your daughter. It's so hot. Maybe you should just call her.
Be there with T-Mobile. Families talk free. Extra lines just $10.
T-Mobile. Get more.
Playing at Lambeau in the winter has its good points.
Great fans.
Lots of tradition.
And you're completely numb.
Before anyone gets the chance to hit you.
Eagles, Packers, next Monday night on ABC.
Everyone comes to play on Monday night.
Do you have to go to the airport to rent from Hertz? Not exactly.
Close to you.
There are hundreds of Hertz Local Edition locations all across the country, whenever you need a car locally.
Close to you.
We also offer insurance replacement rates for when your car is in the shop.
Close to
So come into your Hertz Local Edition. Or we'll come and get you.
Close to you.
Emmy winner for Outstanding Weathercaster, 13's Tim Heller.
In Denver, Al Michaels, John Madden, Lisa Guerrero. Monday Night Football. The second quarter begins. The game tied 7-7. And the Broncos have the ball. Third down and 7 at their own 45-yard line. Out of the shotgun. Cannell deep. And it is juggled and bobbled and incomplete, intended for Rod Smith. blanketed by Rodney Harrison. The two guys, of course, with Harrison spending so much time in San Diego, that's a matchup we've seen a lot over the past few years.
You're going to see it's right here. Rod Smith is in the slot. Rodney Harrison is right here, taking him deep. You know, and you always think of Rodney Harrison as a run stopper, as a run stuffer. But I'll tell you, that was a pretty good coverage when you have him covering deep.
Excellent. Mike Ganor. The kick is fair caught at the 10-yard line by Dion Branch. And a flag is down. A flag is down back at the 40-yard line of the Broncos.
You know, usually when you hear Rodney Harrison.
During the kick, holding, number 58, receiving team. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Shanahan said, I like that call.
But usually when you hear the name Rodney Harrison, or you say the name Rodney Harrison, the next word you say is tough.
Tough. Well, yeah, and you think about fines too.
Yeah,
he has been fined, I guess, about as much as anybody in the league over the past few seasons.
Well, he's the guy that plays inside, and he believes if you're a wide receiver and you want to come inside and catch the ball, he's going to make you pay for it. That's his game.
I've always wondered if a fine is tax deductible.
Yes, it would be tax deductible.
I think.
Yes, it is.
Cost of doing business. First down at the 5-yard line for New England. And a flag stops this play before it begins.
You know, Larry Coyer, the defensive coordinator of the Broncos, has really done a heck of a job. As you were saying, the Denver Bronco defense, there's Larry Coyer right there, is number 2. But the thing that he wanted is more turnovers. He said, we're playing good defense. He said, our defensive line is playing well. The linebackers are playing well. We have some adjustments there. The secondary is playing well. We're just not getting enough turnovers, and that's what they've been concentrating on.
Coyer was the linebackers coach and then was elevated when Ray Rhodes decided to leave. Ray now in Seattle. 1st and 12 after the penalty, and the handoff goes to Antoine Smith up to the 9-yard line. Game tied 7-7. And inside the numbers here, we take a look at these two teams. The Broncos, those 45 yards on Portis's 12 carries, the rushing yards. Then the 2 turnovers by the Patriots. The Broncos able to cash in on one of them for the touchdown, and then Elam missed a field goal after the second turnover. 2nd down and 6 from the 9. Wilson shows blitz, and here he comes. It's a toss back to Falk. And he's able to turn the corner up to the 11-yard line. He's about 3 yards shy of the first down. 3rd down upcoming.
And that was a good call there, because what the Broncos were doing is they brought their strong safety, Kenoy Kennedy, up, and they were going to have him blitz on the left side of the defense. So the Patriots ran to their left side or away from the blitz. You see, here's the blitz of the overload on this side. Now the Patriots come back and run to this side. You see, you got the blitz here to stop the run, and by going to the left side, they run away from the blitz.
From the 11. Brady. And that's incomplete. And no flag, so they're forced to punt. Hey, just some house cleaning here. You know, the way in hockey, sometimes they'll change a goal or an assist after the fact. Well, the official scorer here has given Kenoy Kennedy the fumble recovery on Brady's fumble. So Kennedy, who had gone 20 games without an interception or a fumble recovery or a sack, has both a fumble recovery and a pick tonight.
And we still have 13 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the first half.
That's really getting off the schneid. 45-yard line. It is Delta O'Neal to the 41. So Denver set up in good shape to begin this drive. 13:07 to the half. And the game at Mile High tied at 7.
There we were planning our vacation online. That's when the pain started.
Digititis is a repetitive stress injury, just like carpal tunnel syndrome, except different.
Basically, it feels like a fleshy fireball on the end of my hand.
We're seeing an explosion of this with all the double clicking that's going on. If we catch this early, we can help.
Searching for a great airfare online doesn't have to be a pain. Just go to southwest.com for our $39 to $99 internet specials when you purchase by November 13th.
You're now free to move about the country.
Hey, Donovan! Surprise!
It's not my yard.
Oops. If you really want tickets to the game, just use your Visa. It's the card you know they'll take everywhere you want to be. Visa. Hey, you! Proud sponsor of the NFL.
The world is full of individuals with their own personalities, their own quirks, their own fingerprints. They cannot be put in a box. Why should they drive one? The V6 Nissan Altima.
Access NFL.com to vote for your favorite NFL All-Stars. The Pro Bowl ballot is online exclusively at NFL.com.
Colorado State Capitol, not far from Invesco Field at Mile High, which is filled to capacity, as was the old Mile High Stadium year after year. Broncos on Monday night against New England begin this drive at the 42-yard line, first down. And Cannell, nice bootleg buying a ton of time, and it's caught for a first down by Rod Smith to the 29-yard line. Tackled by Tyrone Poole. That's a gain of 13.
And again, that's that same combination of Portis running. If that's successful, then you just fake to him to the right, coming this way, and you make the fake here, then you come back here as a quarterback, Danny Cannell. Now watch the defense, how they all react to the right to Portis, and watch how free Danny Cannell is to look, to find his guy, and to throw the ball on the backside of Clinton Portis.
Smith's third catch of the night for 48 yards. Back to the ground. Portis spinning, picking up 4 to the 25-yard line. Portis has now carried the ball 13 times, and those 12 carries in the first quarter takes us back to the Terrell Davis era, 1997, when Davis carried 13 times in the first quarter.
This guy's a special guy. I mean, I am as impressed with Clinton Portis as I am any running back in the league, because he has the moves, he has the quickness, he has the speed, and we've seen him block. He'll do that too.
Second down and 6 at the 25. Cannell to the end zone and out of the end zone. Thinking about this game in terms of the Broncos, John, right now, the way the playoffs are set up, I mean, Kansas City's on top. They're in the Broncos division. They've already beaten them. They're 8-0. So Denver has to be thinking about a wild card. If they can get through this one with a win, the bye week, then you probably get Plummer back. Maybe you get Mobley back. Maybe you get Ed McCaffrey back as well. And their schedule in the second half is pretty soft.
Yeah, and that's what they have to think about. You know, they can't worry about Kansas City now. I mean, they have to worry about tonight, get through this Patriot game, get to your bye, get Jake Plummer and the guys back, and then go on from there. And that's what Mike Shanahan has him thinking.
Third down and 6. Cannell out of the shotgun. Swings it to the near side, and that one is much too high. Intended for Quentin Griffin, much to the displeasure of the audience.
Yeah, it was interesting. The last thing Bill Belichick said to us last night before we left, he says, you know the biggest thing in this game tonight? He said the biggest thing that worries me, he says, it's Mike Shanahan. You know, and usually it's a player, it's a play, it's an offense, a defense. He said it's Mike Shanahan.
Both guys feel the same way. You talk to Shanahan, he says, Belichick gives you more things to think about than almost anybody. This is a 43-yard attempt by Elam, and that one is good. Not quite artistic, but good. And Elam gets hit after he gets that one away. He gives Denver the lead, but maybe at a price. 10-7.
Going my way.
You know it.
Life has rules, but no simple answers.
Why did this happen?
Now a family must find the strength to carry on. The special one-hour return of 8 Simple Rules, Tuesday at 8/7 Central on ABC. Thursday on a new threat matrix.
The city is living in fear.
A mysterious sniper escapes the team.
Where are we?
5 days, 5 shots, 5 kills.
Until they come across an amazing revelation.
You have information about the sniper? Yes, we do. He's our son.
A new threat matrix. Thursday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
Jason Elam is on the sideline. He doesn't kick off anyway. Mike Anor does, but take a look at what happened after he boots this 44-yarder through a 43-yard field goal for Elam. Looks like a groin pull.
Yeah, it's his right groin.
So he's trying to walk it off. And we'll just have to wait because Mike Anor is the kickoff guy to begin with. And that's why he's the kickoff guy. 11:29 to go in the half. And Lisa, what do you know about Elam?
Well, Al, you just saw Broncos kicker Jason Elam limp off the field a few moments ago. Word from Denver is that he has a strained groin and his return is questionable.
And that's big in a game that figures to be very close because he is one of the very best. And that means that Knorr will be pressed into duty in Elam's spot in addition to kicking off.
You know, and that's one of those things, if you strain or stretch or pull a groin, there's no way to walk it off. There's nothing you can do about it except rest it.
From the 20-yard line after the touchback, New England begins this drive with Brady in the pocket, going deep down the sideline, has a man, it's David Gibbons, and he makes the catch, and he's taken down at the 32-yard line. So the second huge gain, that one thrown over the cornerback, Lenny Walls, for 48 yards.
Is David Gibbons. He's out here to the right side against Lenny Walls, is 35 the corner. You see, he gets up there, and it's a double move. He gives him a stop and go. Walls kind of squatted on that little stop, and that let Gibbons get a couple of steps on him. Little play action pass here. Tom Brady looks off to the left, comes back to the right to Gibbons, but Gibbons had already beaten Lenny Walls.
Brady has completed 3 passes tonight for 66, 48, and 2 yards. And this is Kevin Falk taken down back of the line of scrimmage by the cornerback coming up, Kelly Herndon.
That was a thing, you know, the thing that they came in with their game plan that Bill Belichick was saying, you know, that we don't have a good enough running game. I mean, you know, we can't dominate anyone with a running game offensively. And he said you can't beat the Denver Broncos just throwing screens and checkdowns and all that short stuff. You have to get the ball up the field. Then if you get it up the field, at least that loosens them up. So then you can come back to that underneath stuff.
So 24 times, passes gaining more than 20 yards halfway through the season. And this may be another, as it is Daniel Graham, but he is stopped at the 17-yard line, and they'll settle for a 17-yard pickup for the tight end there.
You know, the thing that Tom Brady was, you know, so excited about Daniel Graham, or the thing that he likes about him as much, he said he's a big target, and if you get him the ball, he is something when run after the catch. He said because he can just run over guys. And when you look at the size of this guy, and when he catches a ball, he said there's not a lot of guys that want to tackle him. And the Broncos did exactly what you had to do with a big guy like that, to go low, get underneath his power.
1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. To the air, but a whistle and there's no play. Whistle before the snap.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 72 offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Matt Light takes them out of the red zone and back to the 22-yard line.
But isn't this the area that you look for Christian Fourier anyway? You know, that it's like the Green Bay Packers, when they get down there, they're going to throw to Bubba Franks. When the Patriots get down there, they're going to go to Christian Fourier. Now they're out of the red zone.
Right, back out they are at the 22-yard line, 1st and 15.
And Fourier's on the sideline.
He's their red zone guy. Daniel Graham comes back in, 1st and 15. Antoine Smith is the running back. Troy Brown in motion. And Brady throws, and it's off the hands of Deion Branch. Branch is the man who scored on that 66-yard touchdown reception in the first quarter.
That was a heck of a throw, though, by Tom Brady, because this defensive line is getting a push. You know, you're not always going to get a sack, but you want to push the pocket back to the quarterback so that he can't step up. You see what Tom Brady had to do there? Instead of stepping towards his target, he had to step parallel to his target, and that takes just a little off it.
2nd and 15. And it's Antoine Smith, and he gets taken down at the 22-yard line. So 3rd and 14 upcoming now. Nick Ferguson comes up from the safety spot along with Darius Holland.
And Larry Coyer really likes Nick Ferguson, and he's playing more and more. He doesn't start as safety, but he rotates in there as a safety. Larry Coyer calls him a pit bull. He said if you go into any game, any fight, you're going to do anything, you want this guy on your side, Nick Ferguson.
Denver's had a lot of pit bulls at safety through the years. I think Steve Atwater, number 1.
Yeah, they have had. They used to have a pit bull at linebacker, too, Tommy Jackson.
Oh, yeah. 3rd and 15. Brady slips but stays upright, and then the pass is incomplete. Fred McCrary, the fullback closest to it. So New England gets into the red zone. A penalty takes them back out, and now Vinatieri will come in to attempt what will be about a 40-yard field goal.
And these penalties have really hurt the Patriots coming in this direction. They got the penalties. And then remember, coming out, they were trying to come out, and they had 2 penalties that backed them up and then gave the Broncos good field position.
Vinatieri, who won the Super Bowl against St. Louis 2 seasons ago on that last-second kick in New Orleans. And this one is hooking, but it stays true. And they're out in front. We're tied up 10-10. New England 10, Denver 10 with 7:57 to go to the half.
The 265 horsepower Nissan Maxima.
Check that safe. Watch 26. It's short 2. Check go. Red. Watch to yo. Watch to yo. Red. Watch the ball. You were gonna block.
Man, I thought you were gonna run.
When Jim takes his girls to a scary movie, it's going to be his worst nightmare.
There was a very loving family in it, although they got chopped up pretty fast.
All new Jim. Comedy rules. ABC Tuesday.
Next Monday night, we go to Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Great matchup. Big game for both teams. Obviously, Philadelphia against Green Bay on Monday Night Football. The Baltimore Ravens go to St. Louis to meet the Rams Sunday night on ESPN. Ravens on top of the AFC North. Rams reeling after that loss to the 49ers yesterday as the kick is taken by Chris Cole at the goal line, and Cole brings it back up to the 28-yard line. Fidel and company coming back out halfway through the second quarter here in Denver. New England 10, Denver 10.
Introducing the new full-size 305 horsepower Nissan Pathfinder Armada. It's got room for 8 people and all their stuff. It's a full-size SUV for your full-size adventures.
Let's get some runs now. Get him, Slugger.
Hey, I know that guy.
That's Miles. He can't bat for you. He works for Office Depot.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. He absolutely works for us. Office Depot set up our entire office. Computers, desks, chairs, right down to the chair mats. Technically, yeah, he works for Office Depot, but they're a huge part of our company.
And he's got a bat for us, too.
Why?
Where do you think we got our computers?
Office Depot. Everything your business needs to win at everyday low prices. Now get $50 off any furniture purchase of $299 or more and get no interest financing for a year.
This chick's rocking your bro on the dance floor. But she's towing an anchor, a junior investment banker who's talking about herself and not much more. Oh, oh. So buy her a beer, it's the reason you're here. Mighty wingman, you're taking one for the team so your buddy can live the dream. Wingman.
Cat fight. Meow.
Pamela Anderson.
Lord, don't let this battery die.
Enough said.
And all new, less than perfect. After a new gym, ABC Tuesday.
Second quarter, 7:51 remaining. Al Wilson talking to his cohorts. Remember, he's got 2 new linebackers flanking him. Bill Belichick's defense on the field right now as Danny Cannell is a quarterback from the 28-yard line, tosses it back to Portis, and he gets wrapped up by the linebacker Willie McGinnis in the backfield. Check out this moment just a little bit earlier. Al Wilson mic'd up.
What about it? You can get out with it. No, I did my job, dog. I did my job. No, I'm saying you say what? No, I was trying to pick up my damn mouthpiece, man. And they snapped the ball on me.
I'll tell you, things happen out there in the field that you never think about. His mouthpiece, he's picking up and the ball snapped, and here they come right at him.
2nd and 13. If it was a fight, the referee would have momentarily halted it. Intended for Ashley Lilly. That pass is incomplete. 3rd down.
I think that could be the first pass intended for Ashley Lilly, isn't it?
First time they've looked his way, and he has not caught one tonight. And it's 3rd and 13.
Yeah, but it's good to see old Barrel Man back. Well, he had some heart problems, some health issues, and the last couple times we were here in the preseason, he didn't make it. And then in the regular season, in the Raider game, Barrel Man wasn't here. And it's always great to see the old Barrel Man back in the stadium. Not in the barrel, though.
He's so popular, he's signing autographs. They have Barrel Man cards.
Well, he is. I mean, you think of all the things when you come here to Mile High that you're going to see, and you're going to see the Broncos, and you're going to see the horse, and you're going to see all these things, and you're going to see Barrel Man.
The Broncos, it's for so many years, Mile High Stadium, of course, was the site. You think back, an original American Football League franchise, and As an AFL devotee, John, you can appreciate the fact that in 1960 these two teams played in the first ever American Football League game.
You know, and I do appreciate that. I mean, there's Pat Bowlen, the owner and president of the Denver Broncos, because that gave us a lot of opportunities. It gave a lot of us opportunities, and you know, a new league, and that's where a lot more jobs. And
free play here as there was encroachment, and Chris Cole, the intended receiver, incomplete, but the penalty is going to be on the defense.
You know, one thing about Danny Cannell, he is very, very bright.
Offside, number 98 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still, third down.
And as you say, that gave him a free play, and he knew that. I was talking to him the other day, and we were talking about SAT scores in high school. His grade point average was 3.98, and his dad's a doctor, and he was going to be a doctor, and said he had a little problem with those chem labs. And it's tough to, you know, it's tough to be a doctor, be a football player, because you usually have, you know, your lab classes in the afternoon, and that's when you have your practices.
Look at Dr. Bill McCall from the Bears years ago. 3rd and 8, and that's incomplete, but a flag is thrown off the hands of Rodney Harrison. Penalties at the 50. Flag is at the 50 anyway.
Holding, number 37 defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So Harrison gets the call, and that's 8 penalties against the Patriots, and as you can see, the Broncos have none.
You're going to see Rodney Harrison. He is right here. Like you said, this is big. The Patriots have really been hurt by penalties, and you see Rodney Harrison right there after 5 yards. You can't touch him, and the Broncos haven't had any penalty.
Now Quentin Griffin, a rookie, picked in the 4th round out of Oklahoma, who was hurt in training camp and is just working his way back from a broken leg, and is the backup to Portis, picks up 4 on his first carry.
Yeah, I was talking to Quentin before the game down in the field, and he had that same injury, that broken fibula, the same injury that Mike Vick had. And I asked him how long it was before he felt 100%, and he said it was 2 months. He said, but he heard that Mike Vick's break was worse than his was.
Vick, of course, still not back, maybe by the end of the month. Meanwhile, Portis went out after his last play, shaking his left arm and wrist. That's why Griffin is in there right now, and Griffin is taken down by Teddy Bruschi. Go back to Portis' last run, and you can see what we were talking about here, because he is not in on this series.
See, he goes to straight arm there, and that's where his left wrist, I think, gets caught up. Watch the left hand. He goes to straight arm. I think his left wrist gets caught up right in there, and he gets it squeezed as he goes down.
And there he is. Helmet off, standing on the sideline, 3rd and 10. As Cannell throws, and a beauty right into the arms of Chris Cole for a first down. So 3rd and 10, he goes to Cole, and the ball is at the 47-yard line of New England, an 18-yard gain. And Portis back in.
Right, he was working on Tyrone Poole here. And you're going to see him just come in. Now, he beats him right there. You see, he gets away. In fact, Poole had a hold of his jersey, and he just exploded away from his jersey, and the ball was right there from Danny Cannell. It was a good route by Chris Cole, being able to be held and then be able to get out of the hole with power.
Cole's first catch of the night. And Portis. Flag thrown, as you saw, and you know when it comes from the umpire.
That will be the first one against the Broncos.
Holding, number 78, offense. 10-yard penalty, still. First down.
Matt Lepsis.
That was a heck of a play by Mike Vrabel, though. He came on a blitz, and he was going towards the quarterback. Then he saw Portis get the ball, and he just flattened out and came right down the line and made that tackle. That's what you teach outside linebackers to do. If you're going to start on a blitz, You start out. He's going to be right here. He's going to start here, see the run, and flatten right back out and make the tackle inside. You see, you start like going upfield, you see run, come right back and cut him off. That's a heck of a play by Mike Vrabel.
1st and 20. 4.5 to go in the half. Cannell. Quick slant. Rod Smith back into New England territory at the 46-yard line. Mentioning Cannell before. Danny, a baseball player with the independent Newark Bears. He had been drafted when he was at Florida State by the Brewers, and then he played with the New York Dragons in the Arena League. And here he was, just wishing and hoping for an opportunity to get back into the National Football League. Wrote letters to a lot of head coaches and offensive coordinators and quarterback coaches. Denver gave him a look-see, released him, then brought him back. Cannell throws, caught by Portis underneath, tackled immediately by Mike Vrabel at the 43-yard line. And Cannell very appreciative of being back in football, so stated.
I developed a lot of character during those 2 years. Learned a lot about persistence, perseverance, and basically now I just have a whole new appreciation for how blessed I am, to play in the NFL, to have this type of job where every day I go to work and I play a game for a living. And, I used to sometimes, not want to get up to go to practice. Now every day I'm just thankful to have this job.
Playing a pretty good game tonight on a roll here on 3rd and 5. He converts. Caught by Ashley Lilly, and Johnny looks a lot more confident, if nothing else, than he did last week against Baltimore.
He's getting more comfortable now because he got out there, they got a little running game going, then they got those bootlegs going, and then they got ahead, and everything Danny Cannell has done so far tonight, he's been successful. See, again, this is not a bootleg. This is just a sprint out. The bootleg is where the back goes one way and you come the other. This is just a moving pocket where instead of coming straight back from the center, he goes out and throws the ball behind his right tackle.
Little roll, picks up the first down. Ball at the 34-yard line. Portis. Rodney Harrison stops him after a gain of about 6 at the 28-yard line, and that's going to take us down to the 2-minute warning.
The other thing that Danny Cannell had to learn during those 2 years was it's hard to play well in ugly uniforms. You see those uniforms?
Oh, terrible.
How in the heck could you play in those things?
The Dragons. 10-10 at the 2-minute warning.
Hey, DVDs. What did you get?
CDs.
Video games. Oh, I wanted that one too.
So
That's such a good one.
Store opens in 20 minutes, Pete. Focus.
Right.
All the new stuff. Stop by Circuit City every Tuesday and save on the hottest new releases, like Finding Nemo, a special 2-disc DVD set, just $14.99. Save on great gifts and dash through your list at Circuit City. We're with you.
See anything?
Hold up.
Bingo. Down.
That's one way around holiday blackout dates. The Capital One Miles One card is a better way. Fly any major airline anytime with no blackout dates.
What's in your wallet? I know where you live!
Mount Everest Base Camp. 17,000 feet. Whose idea was this? Fortunately, with a laptop powered by Centrino, Intel's mobile technology, you can see a friendly face wirelessly from thousands of places, even if you can't feel your fingers. Intel Centrino mobile technology.
A serial killer, a deadly copycat, lead these cops to desperate measures.
I'll bury you.
That's right. An all-new Blue, ABC Tuesday, 10/9 Central.
Lexus halftime show coming up Monday night at the Mike. Well, Joey Harrington won his round. Kyle Turley then advanced. And now tonight, Brian Scott with Michelle Branch. And he'll be matched up against Eddie George of the Titans with Monica. Always wondered what happened to Lewinsky. And an Eagles-Packers preview coming your way tonight. Monday night at the Mike. Green Bay, Philly look ahead to next week, and with Elam with a groin pull and Micah Noor, the punter and kickoff man, it appears to be Noor who will come in if they need a field goal attempt here as Shannon Sharp makes the catch, and he's out of bounds at the 17-yard line. First down.
You know, and you said it just before the 2-minute warning there. Danny Cannell is really looking comfortable and confident, and they started off, I think, where they were going to run the ball and give him a lot of those bootlegs. Now he's just getting them back in the pocket and throwing it like a pro quarterback. And that's a heck of a throw there to Shannon Sharp. Right between the 8 and the 4, right on the money.
Plummer looking on the sideline as Cannell gets ready to take the snap. And then he throws that one away, incomplete.
He had to throw that one away, and he was real smart to throw it away. Dan Klecko was in the way. He was out there, or maybe it was Vrabel, but got between him and the guy he was going to throw it to, so he just pulled it down. That was Mike Vrabel. You see, Vrabel reads this. Now watch, he'll start up here, and then he's going to come out. See, he feels the screen, so he stops and come up. Danny Cannell, if he would have thrown it, it would have been an interception. So he had to bring it back and then throw it away.
2nd and 10 at the 17-yard line. Portis turns those shoulders to make himself. I remember when we did a game earlier, John, you said he makes himself small.
Yeah, he does that as he goes through a hole. You know, they run that zone stretch play, and it's a pick a hole. He can pick any hole. Then once he does that, he just gets down low and makes himself small as he goes through the hole. Watch him right here, right there. He starts to make himself small, right when he gets through that hole. He gives the defense nothing at the point of attack. He gives the defense right there, nothing to hit.
3rd down and 5, and New England will take a timeout. They didn't like their defensive personnel against the Bronco formation. Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Southwest Airlines, friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. Nissan inviting you to shift the way you move through the world. Circuit City, we're with you. And Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the National Football League. Cold down easy. Denver on a 35-degree night.
You know, I think that the Patriots, really, I was surprised last night when they came in and Bill Belichick told us that Richard Seymour didn't make the trip, wasn't going to play, hurt his leg last week against Cleveland. Thought he was going to be okay, and he said he just never turned the corner. So instead of bringing him out here and maybe playing him, he left him home, and I think that's made him play that 3-man line a lot more than he wanted to, and I think that's given some of that running a little more chance without Richard Seymour there tonight.
Broncos have won the clock battle, run more than twice as many plays, have had the ball twice as much. 3rd down and 5. And that is caught for a first down. Ashley Lilly will pick up the first down with forward progress to the 5-yard line. Taken down by Ty Law.
And we were talking about the bootleg where you would fake to the back one way and the quarterback would bootleg the other way. Now what Mike Shanahan has Danny Cannell doing is just sprinting out. He starts here, and instead of he just comes right out here and throws the ball from a different launch point. So it's not a fake, it's not a bootleg. See, it's just a sprint out. He just comes out here, throws the ball on the run, and gets the first down to Ashley Lilly.
1st and goal, ball at the 5-yard line. Half a minute to go and 1 timeout for Denver. Fade, and Ty Law had Rod Smith all wrapped up, and that's going to take the ball to the 1-yard line.
Ty Law looked like he bumped him, but he really didn't have to, because as you said, he did have him all wrapped up. I mean, he was right there in the coverage. But the problem was is you're going to see Ty Law is going to hit him when the ball's in the air. Here's Rod Smith here. He's going to run up there. You see the ball is right here in the air, and Ty Law makes contact there. So that's the definition of pass interference.
Now first and goal at the 1-yard line. They have one timeout, 28 seconds. Anderson, the fullback. Portis is the tailback. They fake it to Portis, and Cannell throws to Anderson for the touchdown. What a beautiful drive. 14 plays, 72 yards to take the lead.
And that's what Bill Belichick was saying when he said, we're playing Mike Shanahan. He didn't want his players to say, okay, Jake Plummer's out, Steve Berline's out, Danny Cannell's playing. He said, we're playing the Bronco offense. That's Mike Shanahan. They always cause us problems.
And now Micah Noor, because of the injury to Elam, will attempt the point after. Danny Cannell will hold, and that's the first placement of Micah Noor's career. 4th year in the league. He's been with Dallas and now here, and because of Elam, and there is Jason, and the groin pull, it is Micah Noor who will have to do the placements, the field goal kicking tonight. And it's 17-10 Denver.
And a heck of a job by Danny Cannell holding, because he hadn't been doing that. But here it is. You're going to see Mike Anderson as the first back. He's a fullback. He fakes the block. Portis makes the block, and there's no one around Mike Anderson. So you get a good block by Clinton Portis. He got his guy down. Mike Anderson was the first back like he was going to block. He goes right by the defender. Clinton Portis comes in behind him and makes the block.
The Broncos, a very important game when you think about it. They're playing without their number 1 quarterback, without their number 2 quarterback, without their, let's say, 1A receiver, with Ed McCaffrey alongside Rod Smith. He can't play. Their left tackle, Ephraim Salaam. 2 great linebackers in Mobley and Gold. Now without their place kicker, and they're on top 17-10. More on Elam. Let's go to Lisa.
Well, coincidentally, I talked to Jason Elam before the game about the conditions here at Invesco Field. Now, he wasn't concerned with the temperature as much as he was with the condition of the grass. He says it's been raining here in Denver for the last couple of days, so the ryegrass that they use could get pretty torn up by the second quarter. He started out with wearing a standard baseball plastic cleat. He wanted to, at halftime, change into a 3/4 or 5/8 inch metal cleat. Obviously, he didn't last long enough, and Micah Noor's getting double duty.
The only good news for Elam is he has the bye week next week, so 2 weeks to get healthy again, as this kick is run back by Bethel Johnson. And the rookie sprinter is finally taken down at the 31-yard line with 13 seconds. Willie Middlebrooks finally takes him down. Johnson, as fast as they come, rookie out of Texas A&M, caught a long pass from Brady last week in the game against Cleveland, and this one's 65 yards on the run back.
And you talk about speed. He was the fastest guy coming out of the draft. And when you get that kind of speed in the open field, if he gets right by there, that was going to be a touchdown.
So now at the 36-yard line, they have 2 timeouts, but they want to run a play because at this point, Vinatieri would have to kick a 53-yard field goal. They want to get it closer, obviously. And on first down, it is Brady looking over the middle, throwing, caught at the 32. And now Falk takes it down to the 28. They have to use a timeout, and they have to bring Vinatieri in here with 6 seconds.
Yeah, and that was just enough to put Vinatieri in a heck of a lot better field goal position than they were before that check down.
Now they're looking at what will be probably a 46-yard attempt.
See, before that pass, that would have been closer to a 55-yarder.
So Vinatieri to try to draw them to within 4. Just the slightest of breezes tonight.
It was all set up by Bethel Johnson. I mean, that speed is something. You know, that he came out of Texas A&M as the fastest player in the draft. And when you get a guy like that and he gets the ball on the kickoff return, if you can just get him 1 or 2 blocks, he can make big plays like he just did to put the Patriots in this position.
46 yards. Ken Walter will do the holding. And Vinatieri's kick is good from 46. So the run back, then the one play to get him within range, and they tack on 3, and there's still 1 second left on the clock, so there'll have to be a kickoff. So 1 tick remaining in the half. Go back to the first quarter when Tom Brady fumbled. Denver recovered. They cashed in with Clinton Portis taking it in from 15 yards. But then Brady had that pass intercepted by Kenoy Kennedy. They couldn't cash in on that drive, and back they came with Deion Branch to the Patriots to tie the game, and then Anderson is able to break a 10-10 tie by catching that touchdown throw from Danny Cannell. Vinatieri adds 3, and thus it is 17-13, and a real nice half for Danny Cannell. Monday night at the mic coming up, and we'll take a look at Brett Favre and the Green Bay Packers and preview their game against Philadelphia next week on the Lexus Halftime Show.
You know, with losing Elam and then having Mike Knorr be the kicker, the other change that you have to think of is the holder. Danny Cannell, I'm sure, never held for Michael Knorr until that last kick.
Right. Vinatieri's kickoff. Fielded at the 15-yard line. And then Anderson gets taken down by Banta Kane, and that will end a very entertaining first half, with the Denver Broncos leading the New England Patriots 17-13. Lexus Halftime Show coming up when we come back after this message from the NFL and a word from our ABC stations.
This is Troy Brown of the New England Patriots. Troy helps the United Way build stronger communities by spending time with senior citizens.
Yes.
Troy is a fierce competitor.
I'm the man.
I-18.
Bingo. Bingo. I got bingo. I'll win again.
Bingo.
ABC Wild Wednesday on a new My Wife and Kids. They were expecting, but were they expecting twins?
No, it's just an extremely big head.
Oh, then on the hit comedy It's All Relative, Liz's dad's filling at the bar.
We're here, we're queer. If you want beer, get used to it.
Then on The Bachelor, there's only 3 left. The countdown to the final rose is on. And Karen Sisko's Major League Romance.
You started seeing him, what, 2 weeks ago? Kid was pitching real good.
May ruin his career.
I'm not stealing his mojo.
It all starts at 8/7 Central, ABC Wild Wednesday.
He's put together a really nice run here. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Ooh, that hurt. Hey, look, what's this? Someone's entered the arena. Hey, get that guy out of here for crying out loud. It's sack-on time. I'll tell you, he doesn't see him. This could get ugly. Oh! Oh, my. I have no words for what we've just seen. I'm speechless. Utterly incomprehensible.
That a Hemi?
Yeah.
In the 2004 F-150, you'll find the best-in-class low-end torque that'll leave the competition in the dust. All in the truck the Detroit Free Press calls the best pickup truck ever. Only one truck earned the right to be the next F-150. Test drive the next F-150 at your Texas Ford dealer today. Ford is the best in Texas. Blurring the badge. 13 Undercover. Wednesday at 6 and 10.
The Lexus Halftime Show. Brought to you by Lexus and the new LS. The ultimate expression of their passionate pursuit. Here now, Al Michaels.
Good action-filled first half tonight in Denver, where the Broncos are leading the Patriots 17-13. Halftime at Invesco Field at Mile High. Monday night at the mic. Continuing tonight, our tournament began with Joey Harrington of the Lions winning his first round matchup, and then Kyle Turley of the St. Louis Rams won his. And tonight the matchup features Eddie George of the Tennessee Titans performing with Monica, and the rookie defensive back Brian Scott of the Atlanta Falcons performing with Michelle Branch. Maestro.
sometimes when you're little, you know, you dream about performing with somebody really famous. I'm Brian.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
This is exciting.
You know this is a competition, right? The whole thing, so we have to win.
We have to kick butt.
Yeah, we really do.
We have to win this. I'm not really injured. I'm doing this for sympathy votes. I'm kidding.
So lead and I follow. Lunch up in a diner. If you act right, we down in the Bahamas now.
Every great rapper has to have his DJ. My man is my son, Jair.
He's the DJ master, as he says. He aspires to work the turntables. He really was proud of his dad, rapping, to see him do something different.
With the way you look tonight, I just might take a bite.
That sound all right? When I got here and I met all the guys, it made me feel right at home.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, man.
So you're gonna be playing?
Yeah, I'd like to see you. I'd like to see you play.
It's like the chords are like F. Do you know the actual chords, or you just know it by looking?
Just know by looking.
Oh, really?
Man. A little secret. I can't read music, so when I was at home trying to piece it together, when I got here, I still had really no clue. And I don't know. I always thought reading music was difficult. It was just a lot more fun sitting down and just learning how to play.
Yeah, perfect.
Hey, the competition is stiff.
I think we're gonna kill him.
Hopefully Brian will suck.
Eddie George doesn't have anything on me.
Who? Brian Scott. I'm not worried about Brian Scott.
Double take.
Now listen, baby, I'm a dirtbag. I don't know what different faces I can take it, but I got the T. So lead and I follow. Lunch up in a diner. If you act right, we down in the Bahamas now. Whoa, little mama, I'm a gangster. Anywhere you wanna go, I'ma take you. Oh my God, you call my eyes, I'm like 20 yards. You're so damn fine. Listen, I don't need peaches, but the way you look tonight, I just might take a bite. Hey, what more can I say? Monica, E-G-A-T-L, feeling. Hey.
Can you please be gentle, cause I am the fragile kind. Now buckle up. I think we sounded really, really good.
Make sure you get the keys, you know, the magic fingers.
Could you look me in the eye and tell me that you're happy now? Are you happy now? And I, when all the lies become your truths, and I don't care. Could you look me in the eye and tell me that you're happy now? Would you say it to my face or have I been erased? Are you happy now? Are you happy now?
I think I did okay. How much fun did I have? Scale on 1 to 10, 20. I had a blast.
Hopefully my friends see this. When you see me, support me and vote for me.
So who moves on? Eddie George or Brian Scott? You can log on to ESPN.com, NFL.com, and vote right now. We'll have the results later for you.
It silenced the skeptics. It defied the laws of physics. It tested the limits of human ingenuity. What will it do next? Introducing the new LS from Lexus.
Coming this December to ABC. There's a war being waged between the FBI
Put the gun down!
and the mob.
Now, who do you work for?
Divided by a line.
We just buried the agent you're replacing.
Both sides are ready to cross.
Charlie killed a Fed. Charlie got his shot off.
Anything you see around here belongs to Mr. Malloy.
FBI!
Line of fire.
When you're with us, you're with us.
Tuesday, December 2nd on ABC. Viewer discretion advised.
Back in Denver with a look at what happened last night. There was Brett Favre blowing on his broken thumb and then throwing a block to help spring an Ahman Green run around the left side, and then through the air he hits Green for a touchdown. He also hit Javon Walker for a couple of touchdowns, and Brett Favre, the indestructible one, leads his team to a must-win 30-27 over the Vikings. And we take a look at him next Monday. That's going to be some game. Green Bay Philly.
anytime you see Brett Favre, I mean, he's going to put on a heck of a game for you. You know, we always say in this league that you have to play hurt, and just playing hurt isn't enough. You know, I mean, you have to play well when you're hurt, and then when you're hurt, if you have a broken bone, it hurts. I know it hurts until it heals, but when you play great when you're hurt, I'll tell you, you're something special. You're a Hall of Famer.
You know, another guy who played great yesterday as well, Donovan McNabb, comes off his best game for Philadelphia.
You know, and I think Donovan McNabb may have been hurt a little more than some people thought. I don't know that he ever really recovered from that broken leg. I think that's still kind of bothered him, but it's just, you know, he's such a good player, and I think Andy Reid is such a good coach that you know that when they get in a funk, they're not going to stay in a funk.
No way. The headline is next week when we go to Lambeau on Monday Night Football. Meanwhile, second half coming up from Denver, where the Broncos lead the Patriots 17-13 at the half.
Is it a marvel of engineering? A triumph of technology? Or a new benchmark of design? Yes. Introducing the new LS from Lexus.
The Lexus Halftime Show, brought to you by Lexus and the new LS, the ultimate expression of their passionate pursuit. We'll be back with the second half kickoff after this from our ABC stations.
Catfight lovers, it's Christmas morning!
If you like catfights,
meow.
And who doesn't, you're going to love guest star Pamela Anderson.
Catfight? Oh, here's the money.
Please, Lord, don't let this battery die.
All new Less Than Perfect at 9:30, 8:30 Central after a new gym, ABC Tuesday.
On Election Tuesday, 13 Eyewitness News is everywhere you need us to be, with experienced reporters covering Houston City Council races, the Controllers race, the Firefighters referendum, and the Metro Bond referendum. Plus, we're live with the leading mayoral candidates at their party headquarters. Get updates all day and every half hour beginning at 7 p.m. Election coverage you can count on. Tuesday on 13 Eyewitness News, Houston's news leader.
Only one truck has best-in-class towing, cargo volume, payload, low-end torque, and more. The all-new 2004 Ford F-150. It's here. And now, you can get it for just $299 a month. That's an all-new 04 F-150 Super Cab STX with a V8, automatic, and more. Now, only $299 a month. Get it here, now, at your Texas Ford dealer.
On November 4th, Houston will vote on a transit plan designed to address our long-term transportation needs. The Metro Solutions plan adds 72 miles of rail and increases bus service by 50%. And the ballot language states that Metro will not raise taxes to pay for this plan. Additionally, Metro will continue to provide hundreds of millions of dollars to fund area road improvements. Metro Solutions, offering transportation options for our future.
This is the Smith home. The Smith home's connected to the Chang home. The Smith home's connected to the Sports Dome. They're also connected to the Maitre d', Furniture Warehouse, and Great Uncle Lee. The Smith home's connected to the Museum with high-speed DSL to help their son with show and tell. Their daughter's connected to Mom's cell phone, which of course is connected back to the Smith home. And that's the beauty of SBC Connections. Local, long distance, singular wireless, and DSL. SBC, going beyond the call.
Emmy winner for Outstanding Series Report, 13's Wayne Dolcefino.
How does it feel to treat me like you do? When you laid your hands upon me and told me who you are. How does it feel? How should I feel? Tell me, how does it feel to treat me like you do?
Third quarter ready to begin in Denver. Al Michaels, John Madden, and Lisa Guerrero with the Broncos on top 17-13. New England an undefeated October, 6-2 coming in. Denver 5-3 and 3 games back of Kansas City coming in, and each team with a bye week next week. Mike Kennor to kick off for Denver. New England gets the ball to start the second half. Bethel Johnson, who had that big run back at the end of the first half, setting up the field goal. And it's the rookie from Texas A&M, Johnson, slipping down to the 23, penalty on the play, and he's tackled at the 26-yard line. And this will come farther back now.
That was an interesting return.
Holding, number 44, during the return, 10-yard penalty, first down.
It was the same return that they used just before the halftime. What Bethel Johnson did is he started up to the right to draw the kickoff coverage to that side and then cut it back to the left. Just before the half, the Broncos weren't ready for it. This time they are. Watch him. He'll start up to the right side. See, to bring the coverage down to this side, then with his speed, he wants to run it outside to the left. But they had great containment. The Broncos didn't go for it that time.
Went to the bench, checking out his foot. He's the fourth wideout. And they begin now with Antoine Smith, their power back, taking it up to the 15-yard line. And let's check in with Lisa.
Well, Al, I talked to Bill Belichick at halftime, and he was absolutely disgusted with his team's first half performance. He said that they were terrible, just terrible. 9 turnovers, a lack of time of possession, too many penalties. He said that they were a, quote, mess. Meanwhile, Mike Shan said that Jason Elam may have come into this game with a, quote, tweaked hamstring. We'll have to check into that. We'll get an update for you on Jason Elam in just a few minutes.
Well, a coach as Belichick watches Deion Branch get a break on a deflected pass that he takes up to the 45-yard line. 9 penalties were called in the first half against Belichick's team. That's a 30-yard gain here on a deflection.
That was a good pickup. That started off with very good pass protection because the Broncos come on a safety blitz. Kenoy Kennedy is coming up to the inside, so that's going to force a form of man-to-man to the outside because of the safety blitz inside. Watch, it goes right off Troy Brown, right into Deion Branch.
Troy Brown, who was questionable coming into the game tonight with a leg injury. Bill Belichick deciding at the warm-up period to put him in. Christian Fourier, the tight end, makes the catch, and that's a first down, tackled by Jay-Sean Sykes. And we check out the numbers of the first 30 minutes of this fray. For the Broncos, 196 yards. Danny Cannell, very efficient and very effective. The Patriots with 141 passing yards, much of that total coming on 2 long passes by Brady.
You know, and the thing that upset Bill Belichick was right there, the 2 turnovers, and then, of course, the penalties. I mean, you know, as a coach, penalties always kind of reflect your discipline. You know, and if you have a lot of penalties, it always goes right to you that you don't have a disciplined team. And that's one of the things that really eats on a coach. And I know Bill Belichick very well, and I know that that's the thing that, you know, that penalties usually mean sloppy play and a lot of stupid mistakes. And you don't want to be the coach of that type of team. But here, then you say that, but then you look at 17-13. I mean, if you just correct a few of those things, you're really in this game. I mean, you're in it anyway.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line. Yeah, when you have 9 penalties, 2 turnovers, it's appropriate to say we're a mess. First and 10 at the 45. Antoine Smith.
I think when you only have those many things, you're probably ahead when you're down 17-13 with all that. Well, let's look at Tom Brady's pass chart here. You know, and we know one of the things that they wanted to do was stop throwing in here. That's that under 5-yard stuff, and start throwing in this area. That's the over 15. That was one of the goals they had in this game, and it was one of the goals they've achieved in the first half.
Second down and 7 at the 42-yard line. Smith again. You know, Belichick said something to us last night, John. I've never heard a coach say that. We were talking about opening day and the Malloy release, and then they get destroyed by Buffalo. He said, I've always felt the most important game of the season was the second game. Because if you win, you want to build on the momentum. If you lose, as we did, you got to get it back. And did they ever? They went to Philadelphia and beat the Eagles and got on a roll.
Yeah, and that's so true. You got to get back to even when you're 1 down. And then the other thing he said, that it doesn't make any difference what you are going into November. It's what you do in November and December that gets you the championship.
Yeah, he says at this point 6 wins means nothing. 3rd and 5. And that pass is incomplete because Bertrand Berry put the pressure on that time. 4th down.
You know, one thing, when you're a good pass rusher, we talk about Trevor Price, and you watch him here, he's always going to draw a double team. In other words, you're always going to have an extra blocker on him. I mean, you have the tackle on him, then he takes the inside, Joe Andruzzi gets him, and that's the way. When you have a great pass rusher, you have to do something special to him each and every pass down.
Ken Walker. Little pooch kick. That's a Chihuahua. 21-yard line.
Well, that's to be tough to fair catch, pooch kick a Chihuahua.
The 20-yard punt is a Chihuahua.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Really Bad Toupee Wearer.
Mr. Really Bad Toupee Wearer.
More than any neon sign or exploding scoreboard ever could, your chrome dome cover says, "Hey guys, look at me."
What could you be thinking?
You think it looks natural, but it couldn't look phonier if it had a chin strap.
Look at you.
Made of space-age fibers, it can repel anything. Rain, wind, snow, and especially young women.
I don't think so.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, Mr. Stud in a Rug. Then crack open another for that thing on your head.
I don't think it's on straight.
A truck like this isn't built in a factory. It's built in the farms and fields, concrete streets and construction sites that map the landscape of an entire country. Because when Ford builds the new F-150, there are promises to keep. And only one truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Can Regis sell Kelly on doing his commercial?
I doubt being on TV with that guy will do much for my career.
A New Hope and Faith on TGIF, all starting 8/7 Central, ABC Friday.
Denver Star Trek, how the key guys been doing tonight. Very good first half for Danny Cannell. Clinton Portis, the workhorse, 16 rushes. And Rod Smith with 4 grabs for 59 yards. Now the Broncos begin their first possession of the half from the 20-yard line. Portis taken down by Bobby Hamilton.
And we looked at Tom Brady's pass chart in the first half, and you're going to look at Danny Cannell's, and it's pretty well balanced. I mean, that's one of the things that Mike Shanahan wanted to do. He said, we just can't, just run the ball. He said, we're going to have to throw some stuff deep, too. If nothing else, just to loosen up that defense. But you see here, under 5 is good. Between 5 to 15 is a good mixture. And then over 15 is good. And also his right, middle, and left mixture is very good.
He said 6 different receivers tonight along the way. Portis is able to squirm up to the 23-yard line, where he's tackled by Teddy Bruschi, setting up a 3rd down and 7.
One of the things that Bill Belichick said about Clinton Portis that I really don't agree with, he said that he's not a power runner, that he's not powerful, and I believe that he is powerful, because when he gets low, he gets lower than you do. And if his power is underneath your power, he is going to be more powerful than you. And he can get himself in those positions that I feel he's very powerful.
Out of the shotgun here as he flanks Cannell, and there's no play. Cooper Carlisle moved, and that will make it 3rd down and 11.
Prior to the snap, false start, 65 offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Playing no favorites tonight. The half dozen receivers on the other end of Cannell's passes.
I think Mike Shanahan in this offense would like to have more passes to Ashley Lilly. I think that, you know, he's kind of your big play guy. If you're going to get a big play, it's usually Ashley Lilly.
And he tried to get it to Lilly right there. Would have had the first down. Turned outside. Ty Law with the coverage in his 4th down. Lilly, their first-round pick last year out of the University of Hawaii.
And they made him throw that one a little quick. You know, we talk about all the different things that the Patriots do on defense. That time they blitzed Danny Cannell and made him throw that before he really wanted to.
Mike Ganor to punt. Dion Branch. It's a line drive kick. Branch swinging to the outside. Can't get around the corner. Tackled at the 44-yard line by Donnie Spragan. 9:43 left in the 3rd. Denver by 4 in Denver.
Oh, there's no place like home for the holiday.
This holiday season, the magic begins at Lowe's.
There's Rudolph.
You'll see every kind of decoration and ornament imaginable.
The bear.
Yeah, I like that one.
You like it?
And the very latest in holiday lights, both outside and in.
That is the most beautiful tree I've ever seen.
There are trees of every description. Theme trees.
Now, it's a little big, but it's...
And trees that come with lights already on them.
It's gorgeous.
You mean it comes this way? Lights and all? Lights and all.
And only Lowe's carries the famous Carrolltown collection.
Ay, qué bonito.
Lowe's has low prices every day, guaranteed. That's our promise. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Where most minivans score an F on the report card is in the versatility of their interiors. Yet this is where Freestar earns an A for its ease of use. So the next time you hear the term interior flexibility, that's what they're talking about. That's smart engineering.
The all-new Ford Freestar. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Pat Bowlen for 20 years has been the owner, the president of the Denver Broncos. A lot of success, obviously, with those back-to-back Super Bowl titles. His stadium has been sold out every game since he took over, and he looks on here as his defense has to go to work at the 44-yard line. The New England Patriots begin this drive down by 4. Brady over the middle. The pass is caught by Antoine Smith, who shakes his way for a first down. Breaking tackles, won by Terry Pierce. And with Terry Pierce in the game, one of the reasons he's in the game is because Spragan, who was starting at outside linebacker for the injured John Mobley, was hurt making a tackle on the last run back, and so they have to go to Pierce, a rookie from Kansas State.
You know, and that's one of the tough things. You're going to see Spragan here. He's in on the tackle, and then right there, someone falls on his left ankle. That's a tough thing. When your special teams guys become starters, they still have to play special teams.
1st and 10, and Brady with a month. And it's incomplete. Bethel Johnson was racing across the end zone, and then Monsanto Pope came in at the end and hit Brady after Brady had had a good 7 seconds to survey the field.
When Monsanto Pope got there, it was just finally, because he had so much time. And again, it starts off with a play action pass. Look at the time that he had. I mean, he just stands back there and looks and looks and looks, and finally Monsanto Pope gets there. You want to see someone that's wide open there? Right there. When he was going to throw it to him, he had him there.
2nd and 10 from the 42-yard line. And out of the outside, it's caught by Branch, and Branch gets shoved out of bounds right at the marker by Delta O'Neal. He appears to have the first down.
You know, one of the things that Tom Brady was talking about, I said that guy that was open there was Bethel Johnson. One of the things that Tom Brady was talking about, Bethel Johnson, he says, is you can't overthrow him. He said, every ball that I throw to him, he said, I haven't learned how fast he is. Every ball I throw to him is he has to wait for it. Looks like he may have pulled a groin there.
I thought he was shaken up on the kickoff return. Showed no ill effects on that pattern, but now he's out for the moment. First down and 10 at the 31-yard line. And it's Antoine Smith. So Johnson's been in and out of the lineup. The interesting thing, too, with New England is we were talking about the fact that Troy Brown was a question mark coming into the game, and you can see that Johnson is still shaken. Brown hasn't caught a pass tonight. He's their leading receiver.
Yeah, they weren't even sure about 2 or 3 hours before the game whether he was even going to play tonight. I saw him out there running, and he looked pretty good. But they listed him the other day as doubtful for this game.
2nd and 6. He's one-on-one with Lenny Walls. And they swing it to Fred McCrary. The fullback comes out of the backfield, and Sykes takes him down, but not until he gets to the 18-yard line and a first down for New England. Patriots to this point. Brady, those 2 long passes, accounting for much of the 215 yards. Not much in the running department tonight. Falk with 3 carries, and Branch with 107 yards and receptions, including a touchdown.
I think they've loosened up this Bronco defense with that deep passing, and now they can go to some of the other things.
To the ground, big hole for Antoine Smith, and the one-time Buffalo Bill, a first-round draft choice of Buffalo and the University of Houston, makes it first down and goal.
And if you're going to run the ball straight ahead and you're going to run it with power, Antoine Smith is a guy that you want in there. And that's what they started, those play-action passes. They started that deep stuff. Now they kind of got control of the line of scrimmage right there. They get up to the second level right there. And again, it's the offensive lineman getting on the second level right there that will spring a block, that will make the block to spring the runner for first down.
That's their first down on the ground tonight. And Kevin Falk gets stopped after a gain of 1. They have 9 first downs, 8 through the air, and that sole 1 on the ground with 6.5 to go in the 3rd.
And that time he tried to cut back into Al Wilson's gap. We talk about gap defenses and one gap and everyone has to take their gap. Al Wilson took his gap and he ran right into Kevin Falk. Watch this. Here's Al Wilson. He's going to take that gap right there. So when Falk goes to cut back, he cuts back right into Al Wilson.
Fake toss to Falk, then the pass, and a great catch by Graham. Reaching, making the catch for the touchdown, and the Colorado Buffalo has given New England the lead in Denver. 6-yard touchdown. Kennedy got beaten.
And watch this. We talked about the bootleg that the Broncos did. This is the same thing. He's going to fake a pitch to the left. See, fake it out there. Then he's going to bootleg to the right. And here's Graham right here, and he just stretches him out. But that's a heck of a throw by Brady, too. I mean, he has to put it there where the defender can't get it, and his guy can on the run.
Graham, coming off a 7-catch outing last week, has his first touchdown of the season. Vinatieri converts, and with 5:57 remaining in the 3rd, New England goes 56 yards to reassume the lead, 20-17.
Ford refers to the Freestar safety systems as tailor-made. Let me explain to you what they're talking about. An industry-leading 12 different sensors throughout this vehicle, talking to this brain, measure impact forces, and then activate the safety system specific to the situation. Safety has to be engineered in. You can't just bolt it on. Now that's pure genius.
The all-new Ford Freestar. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Introducing Bacardi Silver Raz, premium malt beverage. 5% alcohol by volume. All the passion of raspberry. Your night just got more interesting.
There are places I remember.
Life has rules, but no simple answers.
Why did this happen?
Now a family must find the strength to carry on.
In my life.
The special 1-hour return of 8 Simple Rules, Tuesday at 8/7 Central on ABC.
ABC puts on Sunday's best. Sydney Bristow's secret
You kept Sydney's secret from me.
is finally exposed. A new alias. And he said... She wanted to have sex. She said...
He raped me.
And the truth will destroy one of them.
How could we have missed this?
An all-new practice. Sunday's best starts with 10, 8 at 8, 7 Central on ABC.
Lambeau Field, the site for Monday Night Football. A week from tonight, Favre, McNabb, Eagles, Packers, 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific as usual. Sunday night, Baltimore at St. Louis, 8:30 Eastern time on ESPN. Tonight's game concluding the 9th week of the season. New England kicking off with the lead for the first time tonight. Chris Cole at the 7-yard line. And brings it back to the 28 with 5:51 remaining in the third quarter here in Denver. New England up by 3. Mahalo.
We engineered a material behind the dash called quiet steel. Only the new Ford F-150 has it, which means it's the only truck to deliver this. The sound of quality. The sound of the quietest pickup, period. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
On the road and stuck trying to get business email in all the wrong places? Get Verizon Wireless Remote Email Access. Stay productive and in touch when you're away from the office.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Now ask how you can save up to $200 on select wireless PDAs and BlackBerry devices.
Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
An unstoppable serial killer. A deadly copycat.
These girls dying is on you. Front page of the Post. Cops too stupid to find killer.
Desperate times lead these cops to desperate measures. I'll bury you.
That's right.
Plus the biggest shocker of the season.
I'm scared to tell you.
An all-new Blue ABC Tuesday, 10, 9 Central. Viewer discretion advised.
ABC Wild Wednesday had a new My Wife and Kids. They were expecting, but were they expecting this?
It even looks like twins?
Twins!
No, it's just an extremely big head.
Oh, then on the hit comedy It's All Relative, if the O'Neills are at a wake, who do they expect to watch the bar?
We're here, we're queer. If you want beer, get used to it.
It all starts at 8, 7 Central, ABC Wild Wednesday.
Mile high. It's been foggy in Denver last couple of days, but dry today after a weekend of moisture. 35 degrees at game time. And the Broncos now begin this drive at their own 27-yard line with New England up 20-17. Ports 2 yards. 2nd and 8.
Yeah, we were talking about how Bill Belichick and the Patriot defense really like to mix up things. And I think without Richard Seymour tonight, they haven't been able to do it because if you look 32 plays, they've been in a 3-man line, 3, 4 linebackers, 4 defensive backs. And they've been in very few 4-man line. Now, in the second half, they're playing a little more 4-man line. But I think without Seymour, that has taken some of the things away from Romeo Cornell and Bill Belichick, things that they'd like to do.
And 2nd and 8, the fake to Portis, who stays in the block, and then Cannell throws, and is lucky that one wasn't intercepted by Roman Pfeiffer. Had it right in his hands, former Ram.
Yeah, he was trying to hit Carswell on that crossing pattern, and Roman Pfeiffer just kept dropping back and dropping back and dropping back as Carswell was coming across. But you can see he goes play action pass. Here goes Carswell on the cross, and Roman Pfeiffer was just running there with him and waiting for that, and he got between Carswell and Danny Cannell.
3rd and 8 from the shotgun. Sharp is the man in motion. Cannell throws over the middle, and falling down was Portis.
I don't know why he was falling down unless he was trying to get away from the umpire because there was no one else around Clinton Portis. I think it was the umpire because there was no defender there. The closest guy to Clinton Portis is the umpire. And you see him come on a blitz. Here's the umpire right here. The Patriots are coming on a blitz. And he did. He tripped over the umpire.
Sure. Trying to get away from him. and couldn't. 4th and 8 is Micah Noor. Sends one into the night sky. Good boot fielded by Deion Branch at the 20, and a great tackle, and the ball is loose. And the Denver Broncos have recovered. Willie Middlebrooks made a tremendous play. Great tackle, and then comes up with the ball as Deion Branch puts it on the ground.
I'll tell you, and as you said, Middlebrooks makes the heck of a play because he's the guy that makes the tackle, causes the fumble, and then recovers the fumble. Watch it right here. He comes in, makes that tackle. Now as he goes down, the ball comes out, and Middlebrooks is right there to get it. I don't know that this might not be challenged, though, Al, where they say the ground can't cause a fumble, although that was part of the tackle. So I don't know that that rule would apply.
I think it starts to come out, but it's certainly something that Belichick will likely throw the flag on.
He just did. Bill Belichick just threw the flag.
So now the question becomes, was he down? He's now explaining to Pete Morelli what he's challenging specifically. Morelli will tell us and then go to the hood.
New England is challenging that the runner was down prior to fumbling.
Another look. Middlebrooks making a tremendous play here. Does he have possession all the way to the ground?
And Middlebrooks is making the tackle. Now, when his elbow hit the ground, it looks like to me is when the ball popped out. But here, it's starting to come out before his elbow hit, isn't it?
From that angle, when you look at him from behind, it does look like it's coming out. From that angle, it looks like he has the ball. From that angle. But if you go back to the other one where it is shot from behind, and that's we'll get that in a minute again for you, but from that angle, if you look at it from that angle, it appears he's down.
It looks like the elbow hits and the ball comes out, and as you say, but from that other angle,
right,
it looks like the ball is starting out right here.
Yeah, here you go. Right, that's the angle. Ooh, very interesting.
That is very interesting because I think the ball was starting to come out from that angle before the elbow hit the ground.
Well, Morelli in his first Monday night game has a very interesting call
on the ground. It will be New England's ball, first down.
So they win that challenge, and it's a huge challenge. They keep the ball. They start the drive back at their own 18-yard line. With 4:53 left in the third, New England still up by 3, and they have the ball.
Check this out. Bob here needs a car.
Whoa. How about a pickup? A black one. With a place for my bike.
With 2 million new and used cars, you're sure to find the one you want at Autotrader.com.
Need a loan?
Oh, yeah. Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
Dr. Miranda Gray is an expert at knowing what he's saying until she found herself on the other side.
You have to trust me. You can't trust somebody when they think you're crazy.
Gothica, rated R, starts November 21st.
Come in now for TGI Fridays double glazed ribs. They're basted with our rich Tennessee glaze, then finished with Friday's tangy barbecue sauce. Tear into double glazed ribs. Only at Fridays.
Great teams are often forged over the hot coals of adversity. On the eve of the big meeting, the third quarter numbers suddenly changed. But so did your presentation, automatically. You have the new Microsoft Office system. It's a Cinderella story.
Hi, this is Tom Brady, and this is my Monday Night.
Celebrate the world, 'cause life is short but sweet. for certain. We climb on 2 by 2 to be sure these days continue.
Tom Brady hopes it ends up as his Monday night. His team up by 3. They just won a big challenge. As the call on the field gets overturned, they keep the ball. And they begin at their own 21-yard line, first down. Fake end around, then swing it back on a backside screen to Kevin Falk. And Delta O'Neal rides him out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Tom Brady picked in the 6th round out of Michigan. And then he was a Super Bowl MVP because he took over for the injured Drew Bledsoe early in the 2001 season. Of course, he went to the Pro Bowl. Then last year led the league, even though the Patriots didn't go to the playoffs, with 28 touchdown passes. Tonight his 39th start with a career mark, 26 and 12. Second down and 6 from the 25. Antoine Smith, and he gets ridden down by Ja'Shawn Sykes. It'll be 3rd and short.
You know, it showed where he went to college, or he went to Michigan. You know where he went to high school? He went to Sarah High School in San Mateo.
Bay Area guy. Right.
And you know who else went there?
Lynn Swann went there.
Lynn Swann went there, a Hall of Famer. Barry Bonds. He comes from a high school that had some pretty great athletes in it. And I should mention also John Robinson.
Yes.
I mean, not that he's a great athlete like Barry Bonds or Lynn Swann, but just in the context of Sarah High School athletes.
Still going strong as the head coach at Nevada, Las Vegas. 3rd down and 1. And Brady's going to air it out, and the pass is incomplete. Looking around for a flag, and they don't get one. Bethel Johnson covered by Kelly Herndon.
You know that John Robinson watches every Monday night game when the Broncos play, especially to see his guy Sam Brandon. Sam Brandon played at UNLV for John Robinson.
3rd down and 1, and they go for it. I mean, go for it deep. And that forces Walter to boot it in the direction of Delta O'Neal.
That was one of the big goals coming into this game, to keep the defense stretched.
Flag. O'Neal at the 24. Up to the 37. Flag way back upfield at the 25-yard line.
The Broncos are pointing that it was against the Patriots. The Patriots are walking back towards the flag.
Against New England.
Holding, number 66, kicking team. 10-yard penalty, still 4th down.
They'll make him boot it again, and let's check in with Lisa.
Thanks very much, Al. Now the Broncos are without Jake Plummer for the 4th straight week. Jake, first and foremost, what's the status on your foot? Have you been practicing, and when are you going to play?
I haven't done much as far as reps football-wise, but working out, staying in shape. We got an x-ray today. It looks like the bone's healing like we thought it would. And got the bye week, which is a big advantage, so I should be hopefully healthy by after that bye week.
Now, Danny Cannell looks very comfortable tonight so far. Assess his performance.
I think he's playing great. I think he's played great every game he's been in. I mean, he's put in some tough situations, and a guy who wasn't playing ball for 2 years and was coaching his high school team just a few weeks back. You know, he's playing great for coming in here.
Thanks very much. I know you want to get back to watching the game. I'll back up to you.
All right, Lisa, short line drive kick, and O'Neal has a touchdown for the Denver Broncos, a 57-yard return. Delta O'Neal, who has been to the Pro Bowl as a cornerback, has lost his starting position in the secondary.
Delta O'Neal, Al, just got out of the doghouse.
I was just going to say.
He was in the doghouse as deep as you can get. In fact, he was in the doghouse so deep he wasn't even active last week.
And that came after a penalty on Paxton. Ronnie Paxton helping set up that return on the penalty. And that forced them to kick again. And that's Bethel Johnson, and here's the kick again, a short line drive kick, the type that is set up for a perfect run back.
Yeah, and they got put in that position, as you said, by the 11th penalty tonight against the Patriots. Here, that started off, you just take that ball straight up the middle, and there was about 4 missed tackles. But once you get by that bunch or through that bunch of missed tackles, there is no one there to the goal line. And you talk about running your way out of a doghouse. Right here, Deltha O'Neal just ran his way out of the doghouse.
He's the best in show right now. The play before, and this is what set up the re-kick, the Paxton hold.
And here he is. He's the center right here. And you're going to see he has his head down, and all he's doing is grabbing as he gets knocked over. And that happens so much. They're always going to can the center. You know, they're going to get someone to knock him on his back so he can't cover. And as he's going down, he just grabbed a hold. Deltha O'Neal is back. The Bronco coaches were saying all we want to do is make sure that he wants to compete. On that play, he wanted to compete, didn't he?
Take a look at that. That many games. The last time the Patriots gave up a touchdown on a punt return was the opening game of the 1993 season.
Yeah, we talked about things that make coaches mad and upset, penalties. We talked about that. The other thing is missed tackles. And that was a good return by O'Neal, but there's a lot of missed tackles. Watch him here. I mean, there's a missed tackle, 1. There's 2. The umpire gets in the way right there. There's 3. And they got them all bunched up. You know, as you go down on punt coverage, you're supposed to stay in your lane. You're not supposed to get all bunched up. And the Patriots, as they went down, they got all bunched up.
So Bethel Johnson still on the ground at the 41-yard line. The extra point upcoming. Monday Night Football from Denver being brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down. Make it a Bud Light. The next Ford F-150 built for tough. Lowe's, where you'll find all your home improvement needs. Lowe's, improving home improvement. And Autotrader.com. Sell your car fast on the ultimate automotive classifieds site. O'Neal has now run back 2 punts in his career for touchdowns. His 5th touchdown overall. And the rookie, the speedy rookie Johnson, who's been shaken a couple of times tonight, but has shown us that magnificent speed, will be assisted to the bench here.
You know, I think as you see Bethel Johnson going down, I think he ran into his own guy, and that's one of the things we're talking about, getting bunched up. You see how this whole thing is bunched up right here, and they have here's Bethel Johnson here running into his own guy, but that was the bunch that I was talking about. He ran in right into the bunch of 5 guys.
Johnson ran into Chris Akins. And now Micah Noor with the injured Jason Elam on the bench. Micah Noor for the point after. Cannell puts it down. It's a big extra point. Turns a 3-point lead into a 4-point lead with 3:13 remaining in the 3rd quarter. So Micah Noor, who had never kicked an extra point or a field goal prior to tonight because of the injury to Elam, pressed into service, and Denver leads by 4.
Makes the extra point, as you say, a big play, and you can see all those Broncos run on the sideline. Usually on an extra point, guys are back to getting a drink. They're getting everyone was standing up there to see this one.
It's like the league, you know, these days. I mean, the National Football League. Look at yesterday, John, with Tampa losing again. St. Louis goes to San Francisco, gets killed. I'm reminded, I can't remember who it was who said something about Hollywood, inside Hollywood. They said nobody knows anything. It reminds me of the NFL. When somebody tells you they know what's going to happen, they know nothing.
No, and you know, we try and do that, you know, and I think sometimes it's just premature. And we used to be able, you know, before free agency and movement, you could kind of take a group of teams and say it's probably going to be one of these teams. Now with free agency, I think you have to wait until about this point in the season, about halfway, because as both coaches said, where you win this thing, where you start the separation is in the month of November.
And then teams, early on, you begin to say, well, they're terrible, they can't do anything. I mean, the Saints all of a sudden 4-5. Had 3 bad calls go against them against Carolina last week. Otherwise, they're right in the thick of things. So the teams you think are gone forever all of a sudden come out of nowhere when you're not looking.
Bill Belichick was saying last night, he said the year that we won the Super Bowl, at this point we were 4-4.
Right.
The Buccaneers are 4-4 now. In fact, I think the last 4 AFC champions were 4-4.
Short kick by Noor this time, and Patrick pass brings it back to the 30-yard line. And while this mini battle winds down Monday night at the mic, here's how you voted. The rookie from the Falcons, Brian Scott, performing with Michelle Branch, an overwhelming winner over Eddie George with Monica, 78% to 22%, Brian Scott. So they're your first round winners to this point. Joey Harrington, Lions quarterback, Kyle Turley, St. Louis tackle, and the rookie, Brian Scott.
You know, I'm not big on this, but I do have a theory, and I think I'm right, that the guy that plays the instrument will always win if the other guy is just singing.
You're exactly right.
But now what happens when they go against each other when they both play instruments?
Brady throwing, and he hits Christian Fourier, and that's a first down. He's tackled there by Nick Ferguson, and it's a 20-yard gain. But do you think a guy playing a kazoo would be a beautiful tenor?
Yes, I do. And this is a seam route here by Fourier. I mean, this is the thing that you try and do in zone, where you get behind the linebacker in front of the defensive back. Brady hit him perfectly.
Brady trying to make his own music now and begin this comeback with 2:28 left in the third period. Antoine Smith to the 43-yard line. Al Wilson, the Denver middle linebacker, mic'd up. Another listen.
That's why I missed that tackle on that other thing, man, trying to pick up my mouthpiece. Wasn't ready. No, that thing, I don't know what it is, like it done got loose on you, boy, man. You know what? Hey, yeah, I'm gonna cut the end off. Just the end.
That's the ticket. And through the middle goes Antoine Smith, and close to a first down here.
Al Wilson is having more trouble with that mouthpiece than I've ever known before. It's probably all in his wisdom teeth, because that's the part that wasn't holding the thing in. It's a back, so he had the back where the wisdom teeth would be. He had that part cut out. So now he's all set to go with the mouthpiece. He's not going to be bending over anymore, picking it up, and they're going to be snapping the ball on him.
You would think in your 5th year in the league, you'd have had that taken care of by now. Lowest rate by any NFL defense. Denver excelling here. And New England in this game has not converted on third down. They're 0 for 6. Smith. And he gets the first down. So that's the first third down conversion of the game for New England. And with so many chances to convert and not converting, that has a lot to do with why Denver has had the ball considerably more tonight than has New England.
And those are the other things that will drive a coach nuts. Hi, little guy. How you doing? It's great to see kids at games. I mean, he has no idea. I mean,
he'll be back. Kevin Falk to the 33-yard line. Jason Sykes makes the tackle.
You know, you talk about, converting third downs. That's a big thing. And the other thing that the Patriots talk about that they really have trouble is in the red zone. They're getting down there in the red zone. Bad things happen to them. They can't get it down there and get it in.
So New England dominating in the quarter, but the difference is that Deltha O'Neal punt return. That is the difference in the game as we head to the fourth. Denver leading into 3, 24-20. And Monday Night Football from Denver continues after this message from our ABC stations.
Playing at Lambeau in the winter has its good points.
Great fans. Lots of tradition. And you're completely numb
before anyone gets the chance to hit you.
Eagles, Packers, next Monday night on ABC.
Everyone comes to play on Monday night.
On November 4th, Houston will vote on a transit plan designed to address our long-term transportation needs. The Metro Solutions Plan adds 72 miles of rail and increases bus service by 50%. And the ballot language states that Metro will not raise taxes to pay for this plan. Additionally, Metro will continue to provide hundreds of millions of dollars to fund area road improvements. Metro Solutions, offering transportation options for our future.
He's put together a really nice run here.
Yeah, oh, look at that. Ooh, that hurt.
Hey, look, what's this? Someone's entered the arena. Get that guy out of here for crying out loud.
It's cyclone time.
I'll tell you, he doesn't see him. This could get ugly.
Oh!
Oh, my. I have no words for what we've just seen. I'm speechless. Utterly incomprehensible.
Did you get what you wanted for your birthday?
Yeah, I guess.
What's that?
Oh, you got me the Easy Jack Ultimate Cheeseburger Maker. This is so cool.
Welcome to Jack in the Box. Can I take your order?
The Ultimate Cheeseburger is just $1.99.
$1.99?
Cheese, meat, and that's it. We won't make it until you order it.
ABC Monday Night Football is brought to you in part by Jack in the Box.
Start the fourth quarter. Al Michaels, John Madden, Lisa Guerrero in Denver. Denver on top 24-20. Each team heading into its bye week. Big game for both teams, in particularly the Broncos. 2nd down and 7. And that's Antoine Smith to the 32. The Patriots 6-2 coming into the game. For 10 years now, Robert Kraft has owned the New England Patriots. He was a 31-year season ticket holder. His son Jonathan off to his left, our right. And they've gotten a lot done. Won a Super Bowl championship, went to another Super Bowl with Bill Parcells at the helm. Built a beautiful new stadium in Foxborough. And right now watching their team trying to go 7-2, down by 4 early in the fourth quarter. 3rd down and 6.
From indoors. That's one of the things you buy as an owner. You buy the right to sit indoors to watch a game.
3rd down and 6. And that's caught over the middle. Breaking free was David Givens. Found the open spot right over the middle. He's slow in getting up. Takes it to the 11. 21-yard gain. 1st down.
And that was a heck of a throw by Tom Brady. But again, it all starts with the protection. And watch the separation that he gets. Here's a protection. Now, Tom Brady can get back. And now he has about 3 yards there that he can look, see, step up, throw, and get everything on that ball. That's a zone defense, and you want to get up again on that level. There's a hole in the middle there that is behind the linebackers in front of the secondary. Givens got in there. The protection allowed Tom Brady the time to see it and throw it.
Givens taken down by Brandon. Brandon is still down as well. Givens gets up. In the 3rd quarter, 9 first downs for New England, none for the Broncos. But again, the punt return by Delta O'Neal was more than the equalizer. Check in with Lisa.
Got a couple more injury updates for you, Al. You saw Patriots wide receiver Bethel Johnson leave the field earlier very slowly. Word is he got the wind knocked out of him. His return is probable. Meanwhile, the Broncos' Donnie Spragan twisted his left foot and ankle. His return is also listed as probable, Al.
So with Bethel Johnson, and there he is on the bench, and now Givens going out, and Troy Brown, Gimpy coming into the game. Brady.
And this is the area the Patriots haven't been good in.
And Brady's playing with a few cards missing from the deck.
Here's where he likes his tight end zone.
Christian Fourier is normally the man when he goes to the air here, and he starts with Antoine Smith taking it to the 8. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown.
That was one of the things we were talking to Bill Belichick about last night, and it's so true. You know, you talk about red zone offenses inside the 20, who's good, who's bad, and he said, and I totally agree with him, that every team that is good in the red zone offensively can run the ball. If you can't run the ball, you're always going to have trouble in this area.
Field is shortened. 2nd down and 6. Kevin Falk is the setback. Fake toss, and they give it to Brown coming around, and Denver smells the play perfectly. Mario Fatafei, number 68, said no way. 5-yard loss. Third down.
You're right. Fatafei did say no way. No way, Fatafei. And again, when you start action this way, you have to keep containment back this way. And this is what Fatafei does. He doesn't go when the ball starts to that side. He knows that he has control back to this side, and he stays backside, and he and a whole bunch of friends make a play.
Givens comes back into the game. He was shaken on the last pass reception. 3rd and 11 for a first and 12 for a touchdown. Pressure on, gets it off the Falk, flag down. He takes it to the 6-yard line. I think it was Price who really came squeezing through. And the penalty is going to be against New England. Price had broken through. And this is a penalty here, which in all likelihood will be declined.
10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Well, it's pretty interesting. It's an interesting decision not to decline it.
Yeah, watch Trevor Price. He's going to come right here over Joe Andruzzi. And you see he just makes that rip move, gets the inside, gets the outside, and then he's right up on Tom Brady. But I think that is interesting because if you turn down that penalty, then it's 4th down, and you know the Patriots would kick a field goal. Here you're giving them another shot at the touchdown, plus they're going to have an opportunity to kick a field goal.
They're well within Vinatieri's range, and it's a 4-point game, and they get it off to Antoine Smith, and they take it to the 10. So it's pretty much a wash here. Instead of kicking it with the line of scrimmage as the 6, they'll kick it with the line of scrimmage as the 10, so about a 27-yard attempt for Vinatieri coming up here to make it a 1-point game.
Yeah, New England really didn't take advantage of that opportunity, because if they give you that shot, that's the one I think you take a shot at the end zone, because you were still in field goal position.
28-yard attempt. Ball spotted at the 18-yard line by Walter. And that's true to make it 24-23. So a good one. It figured to be tight all the way. 24-23, Denver.
Why do we work? Why do we get up every day and leave the people we love? At the Principal Financial Group, we know you work for more than just a paycheck. For 120 years, the Principal has helped people keep more of the money they make and do more with the money they save. You work hard. We make work hard for you. The Principal Financial Group. We understand what you're working for.
Thanks for taking care of them today. Let's go. Cut.
The 2004 Jetta. New look, same get up and go.
I don't know how he does it.
13 Eyewitness News at 4. The news team you know and trust. 13 Eyewitness News at 4. Houston's news leader.
Back in Denver. Colorado State Capitol. Late local news following on ABC Sports Center on ESPN.
If you had that cannon and you were working that, would you want to be the guy that loaded it or the guy that shot it?
Loaded it and then get out of there. From the 3-yard line, Chris Cole is taken down by the foot. Up at the 28-yard line, Larry Izzo making the tackle.
Yeah, earlier we talked about how Mike Shanahan was going to have Danny Cannell do different things. This is one of them. It's a bootleg, moving opposite of the way Portis goes. Here's a sprint. He sprints out and throws there. So, and here's the play action pass. So those are the 3 types of things he wanted to do. Get him to bootleg, get him to sprint out, move the pocket, and play action pass.
Danny tonight, effective, efficient, has his team up by 1 from the 28-yard line. Good fake, buys a ton of time, and the pass is caught by Ashley Lilly. Gain of 6. Roman Pfeiffer makes the stop.
And somewhere in this quarter they're going to get back to the running game. I mean, they've only run the ball 6 times this second half, but with the play action, they're still so effective. I mean, anytime you take Clinton Portis and you put him in that direction, the defense has to react and go that way. Then you can come back against the grain because the grain all went with Portis.
From the 35-yard line, first, 2nd and 3. Portis breaks the tackle, picks up the first down, gets to midfield. Eugene Wilson finally stops him after a 14-yard romp.
And that's where I don't agree that Clinton Portis doesn't have power. I mean, he's not the biggest guy, but he has quickness, and I think he has strength and power. Watch him pop here. I mean, he can pop, and right there, he just pops that left shoulder, and then he sprints to the outside and up the field. And watch him, he's going to come in there, then he gets the pop right there. You see how he got small, he got low, he got underneath, then that made him more powerful than the tackler.
At 5'11", 205 from the 49-yard line on first down. Portis again. And Portis showing more power again, getting small, then a burst and a first down. That's 11 yards for Clinton Portis, who has now carried the ball 21 times for 87 yards in front of his mom and friends.
And this is the thing that he always does so well in front of his mom. But again, he has the I formation, so he gets a lead there. He follows a lead, gets a good block by the lead, runs off that. But the thing is, we talk about the combination, and when he shows it here, he shows the moves. He has 3 or 4 moves in there. And then he has the quickness to turn it on. Then he has the power right at the end to end it off.
He comes out for arrest, and Quentin Griffin gets whacked after a gain of 3. Rodney Harrison. Who else has been doing that for 10 years?
Quentin Griffin is only 5'7", but he was too high on that one. And Rodney Harrison has thought of it. Even though you're only 5'7", you still have to get down. Here's Rodney Harrison. If you start to run, they're going to bring that 8th guy up. He's the 8th guy, and you better get down. As I said, there's not too many times a 5'7" guy has to get low, but Griffin had to get lower than he did on that play.
2nd and 7. Cannell gets hit as he throws by Bobby Hamilton, and it's incomplete. It's 3rd down.
And that was Quentin Griffin's guy. I mean, that's the thing that's why it's tough to play a young running back, because you get him in a pass protection situation and he doesn't have it yet. And that's exactly what happened. You see, where did Danny Cannell get the pressure? Watch right here. Missed block. You see, so he gets up, his rusher made Danny Cannell throw the ball before he wanted to.
It's kind of training camp for him. Missed preseason with a broken leg after the last 2 games.
But that's why it's tough to play those guys, because they'll get you in a protection where he has to block.
Now Portis back in, 3rd down and 7. They jump, free play, caught at the 19-yard line. No, Rod Smith has it extracted by Eugene Wilson. Smith really took a shot from the rookie out of Illinois. So it turned out to be a free play and looked as if it would be a completion to the 19-yard line. Is an incompletion. Dan Klecko was the man who was offside, and now we turn our attention to Rod Smith.
You're going to see he really gets a collision right there.
Helmet to helmet on 3rd down and 7.
You say it's a free play. It's a free play that Rod Smith wished that he didn't have. That's Eugene Wilson, the rookie free safety for the Patriots. You know, and the thing is because he has so much speed, he can get in position. He can cover the whole field.
Injury timeout.
You're not like the rest of us. You're not an elf.
This Friday, Buddy is coming home for the holidays.
How long do you think you'll be with us?
I was thinking like forever.
Did you hear that? You are so weird.
Elf, directed by Jon Favreau, rated PG, starts Friday.
You live a lot of your life between 0 and 55. No one understands that like your State Farm agent. That's why more people insure their cars with us than anyone else. Because we think car insurance should be as much about you as it is about your car.
Don't miss sharing a single moment this holiday season. Jenny got stuck at the mall again. Give your family the gift of unlimited family calling anytime minutes from Verizon Wireless, the company that gives you the nation's most reliable wireless network with fewer dropped calls. Also gives you unlimited night and weekend minutes on up to 4 separate lines on the America's Choice National Family Share Plan. Plus, hurry and buy one Nokia phone for $49.99 and get a second free. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
When Jim takes his girls to a scary movie, it's going to be his worst nightmare.
There was a very loving family in it, although they got chopped up pretty fast.
All new Jim. Comedy rules. ABC Tuesday.
Next week to Green Bay we go. Eagles-Packers. Big one. Pack coming off their win last night over Minnesota. Eagles are hot again. They beat Atlanta yesterday. McNabb had a good day, and it's good to report that Rod Smith walked off the field. He's back on the bench right now. After the penalty on Klecko, it's going to be 3rd down and 4. There is Smith. And the Broncos have called a timeout here as well. So they're minus Smith. They're minus McCaffrey. Of course, Ed is now inactive with his quadricep pull. And there he is for the 3rd game in a row. And they hope to have him back after the bye in 2 weeks. So now Danny Cannell on a very key 3rd down. We've been talking about the short deck he's been playing with all night long. It becomes even shorter.
That's probably why Mike Shanahan took a timeout so that he could get his personnel group straight for this 3rd down play.
Adrian Medice comes in with Ashley Lallee and Chris Cole as the receivers, and that sharp in motion on 3rd and 3. And Cannell slings it toward the Denver bench. So nowhere to go, and it's 4th down, and that's going to, if they elect to go for a field goal, well, now you don't have Jason Elam, so you have to think about Mike Honor, who's never attempted a field goal. He's converted on a couple of extra points tonight, and now you're in a position where you're forced to punt instead of going for the field goal. So the Elam injury comes into play right here.
And that was the thing, and then that 3rd down play, right after Rod Smith gets hurt, now you have to adjust your personnel, and you have your 3rd string quarterback in there, and there was just no time. That was great coverage by the Patriots too. No one got open.
Mike Honor floats one, but it carries into the end zone. In effect, a 13-yard net punt. Still 24-23 Broncos.
See anything?
Hold up.
Bingo. Down.
That's one way around holiday blackout dates. The Capital One Miles One card is a better way. Fly any major airline anytime with no blackout dates.
What's in your wallet?
I know where you live!
No one's been able to make the perfect chicken strip with the right chicken.
So this is chicken?
The right breading.
These are very dry.
The right sauce.
Ah!
Until Wendy's found a better way. Introducing Wendy's home-style chicken strips. Big pieces of breast filet with your choice of delicious Heartland Ranch, Deli Honey Mustard, and spicy Southwest Chipotle. Nice. Try Wendy's new home-style chicken strips. It's better here. And remember, you can eat great even late.
For your most important messages, reach out on the wireless service America trusts. AT&T Wireless.
Martha, why do so many people hate you?
Martha Stewart, in her one and only interview, breaks her silence to Barbara Walters.
It hurts a lot, Barbara.
2020, Friday at 10, 9 Central.
This one has been tight throughout. Denver leads 24-23. Again, coming into the game, the Patriots 6-2. Even with a loss, they're still on top in the AFC East. For Denver, a vital game tonight, coming in 5-3, thinking they'll get Plummer back in a couple of weeks, heading to the bye, trying to hold on to a one-point lead as the pass from Brady is thrown perfectly into the arms of the tight end Daniel Graham for a gain of 14.
Daniel Graham played that one perfectly also, because he's going to run and it's a zone. And the thing you want to do is you want to find a hole in a zone and just sit down. Now watch Daniel Graham. He finds a hole and he just sits down, work back a little to your quarterback, and now Tom Brady can throw away from the defenders and to Graham.
That's Smith. Daniel Graham's father, Tom, good football player. In fact, played at Oregon with Dan Fouts a number of years ago.
Yeah, played here. I coached against him when I was coaching for the Raiders. Tom Graham was a linebacker for the Broncos.
And with 4 catches tonight, and John Elway enjoying the game.
You talk about Broncos, you got to talk about John Elway, don't you? How about the last game he ever played? He won a Super Bowl for the Denver Broncos.
And rode off into a Rocky Mountain sunset. Second down and 8.
Do it.
Brady stepping away and then throwing it away. 3rd down and 8.
And he was trying to throw over to his right, and again, we talked about the good coverage by the Patriots. This is good coverage by the Broncos. So he's trying to throw over here on this side. This is what he sees. You see the coverage here, the coverage here. He could have thrown to the short guy, but he was looking up here. Then he had to come back off, and the pass rush got to him.
6.5 to go. Big play. 3rd down and 8 at the 37. Denver nearly jumped, and that forced Matt Light to jump. So let's see if we have encroachment or a false start.
The Denver defense was confused on that one with the motion. They weren't lined up properly. I think they were lucky on this one.
Prior to the snap, false start. 72 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So near encroachment, but none. Instead of false start, moving them back to a 3rd down and 12.
I can see what Todd Light's talking about. Watch Burt Berry here. Right here. Does he move? Of course he does. See, his movement brought him offside. So that should have been against the Denver Broncos.
Instead, it's the 14th penalty against New England, the most in any game since Bill Belichick took over as the coach in 2000.
That one was not Matt Light's fault, though, nor his penalty.
3rd and 12, camera shaking because the building is shaking. As the crowd stomps, and Brady throws, and the catch is not made by David Givens inbounds. No.
Givens is saying that he caught it, but again, you have to have it when you go down out of bounds. You still have to keep control of the ball all the way down. That was a 3-man rush. He's throwing into 8-man coverage. Now watch Givens here. He has the ball here, but as he goes down, the ball pops out. So that's an incomplete pass.
You have to still demonstrate possession when you hit the ground, even in that case. Plus, at least 1 foot, I think, was on the chalk anyway.
And a whole bunch of things wrong with that.
Ken Walter. Spinning kick, short kick. Just a little bit of a bounce out of it. And it rolls dead up at about the 33-yard line with 6:13 left in the tight one in the Mile High City.
Take my hand and come with me because you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. I said you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. 4, 5, 6, come on and get your kicks. Now you don't need the money when you look like that, do you, honey?
Feast for your eyes, your soul, and your right foot. Presenting the 245 horsepower V6 Nissan Altima.
Are you ready for some football?
This week, you won't see the Dolphins play on Monday night.
Oh, look at me, I'm a flippin' little dolphin.
You'll have to wait till Tuesday morning. Walt Disney Pictures presents a Pixar Animation Studios film, Finding Nemo, on DVD and video this Tuesday.
I love that fire grill, citrus thrill, flavor-filled. Chili's is the place for me.
Citrus Fire Chicken, Spicy Garlic Shrimp. Chili's Citrus Fire Chicken and Shrimp. Want more flavor?
As a United Way volunteer, Darren Howard helps out in a drama program that helps kids express themselves.
Action.
Badges? We don't need any stinging badges.
Now, that was a good one.
And you can get more of John's analysis at allmadden.com, on ESPN.com, NFL.com. Takes a look at the first half of the season. What a half. Good game here tonight. Denver defense resting as the offense now tries to take as much time off this clock as they can with 6:13 to play in the fourth.
The Green Bay Packer fan, he's left over from last night. Came down from Minnesota.
Heading back to Green Bay for Monday Night Football next week.
You'll be there. We'll be there. The Philadelphia Eagles will be there.
24-23 Broncos. Danny Cannell at the 34-yard line. Rod Smith is back in the game. There he is in the slot. Portis is the tailback. Portis taken down by Teddy Bruschi after a gain of 6 to the 40-yard line. 2nd and 4 as the clock ticks down to 6 minutes.
I think the Broncos can do this now. If they don't get any penalties, they can darn near just give the game to Clinton Portis and just keep running the ball. And if they can keep running like that and get first down, the big thing is to run time off the clock.
Denver with that quick, light offensive line, the lightest offensive line in the league. Nothing new there. It's been the same way for years, no matter who the tailback's been. 2nd down and 4 from the 40. Portis again. Good spin move and a first down up to the 47-yard line. And that will take more time off the clock, under 5.5 to play.
And you know what you do as a defense, and you know they're going to run. You keep bringing more guys up. On this play here, there were 9 men up for the Patriots. But Portis has such great movement and vision. This guy is really something special. As you said, watch this quick line and watch how they do this zone blocking. And they all just start out here, bunch everything out there, and then Portis can either run play side or cut back away from play side.
Cannell milking the play clock. And Portis takes the ball up to the 50-yard line. And it's the first time this season that New England has allowed a 100-yard rusher. Only Miami and New England coming into the game had not allowed somebody to get into triple figures. And for Portis tonight, 102 yards on 24 carries.
I think that's the first time that we've had Clinton Portis and he's gone over 100 yards, isn't it?
It's his 4th Monday night game. He's been okay, but this is the first time he's really been in the spotlight. 2nd down and 7, or had a spotlight type performance. 2nd down and 7 at the 49-yard line. Cannell to the air, screen, sets it up, flag, Portis for the moment a first down, but a flag is down at the 41-yard line of New England. So downfield is where the flag is.
Yeah, and the thing that they couldn't afford, the Broncos in this situation, to keep their down and distance manageable, is they couldn't afford a penalty. But they were getting the ball to Portis on the run, and then they wanted to keep it in his hands, so they threw him a screen pass.
Holding. 55 defense. Penalty is declined. First down.
Automatic first down.
I think Mike Shanahan's thinking the same thing. You get into your 4-minute offense now, again with a 1-point lead, and I still feel you want to just give the game to Clinton Portis. Let him finish this game for you.
Big disparity there. Major part of the fact that the Broncos have the lead, that of the Delta O'Neal punt return. And now New England is being backed into a position where they have to begin to think about taking their timeouts before the 2-minute warning. They have all 3.
And you know, the one thing they're going to do is they're going to get 8 and 9 men up there. There's no reason to worry about or play deep right now. They're getting everything up to stop this run.
First and 10 from the 41-yard line. Play fake, and then the pressure is on, and that's incomplete. And that's a major benefit to New England, stopping the clock. You can't take most of the 40 seconds off the clock now.
And knowing what the Patriots wanted to do, they were going to stop that run.
In the area.
And they were also going to stop the bootleg. So when Portis would run away, now they're waiting back here for Danny Cannell on the bootleg. Watch him. He's going to start to the left. But watch back here. They keep containment on that backside and force him to throw the ball.
Perfectly defensed. Second down and 10. Ball at the 41-yard line. Cannell throwing. Caught sharp. Good open field tackle made there by Eugene Wilson. So upcoming right now a very, very big 3rd down and 4. And again, the mini dilemma that Denver has here is that they don't have Jason Elam. So when you think about Elam and his range, and he has range as long as anybody in the league, but now you got the backup guy, Mike Anor, and nobody knows what his range is in a situation like
I would
this.
say that I wouldn't try a field goal, so then what that would make this is a 2-down situation for me, knowing that I have 2 downs to make a first down rather than 1. That's the way I would play it.
Huge defensive stop here for New England on 3rd down and 4, and they are able to stop him with the clock stopped as well as Rodney Harrison breaks it up. So it was the perfect scenario. They stop him, they stop the clock, they force him to kick, and they have all of their timeouts plus the 2-minute warning left.
And that was the thing that I wouldn't have done, you know, because they had Clinton Portis, they had to put it in his hands, and they didn't do it. Because now they just go in a straight back pass, and again, they're just playing it for 1 down. I would play, if I knew I was going to punt, I would have played this for 2. Look at the Patriot defense. You don't think they're looking out for Clinton Portis right now?
Line of scrimmage 35. He booted the last short one into the end zone. This one a floating kick. It bounces at the 7 and is stopped at the 1.5. Scott Turner was the guy who got his hand on it, kept it in play, and Mike Leach makes it official by downing it at the 1. Perfect punt. 3:06 left.
Don't miss sharing a single moment this holiday season.
Jenny got stuck at the mall again.
Give your family the gift of unlimited family calling anytime minutes from Verizon Wireless, the company that gives you the nation's most reliable wireless network with fewer dropped calls. Also gives you unlimited night and weekend minutes on up to 4 separate lines on the America's Choice National Family Share Plan. Plus, hurry and buy 1 Nokia phone for $49.99 and get a second free. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
My cousin told me about a Class 5 this way.
We're gonna take a Class 5 Rapid. Bring it on! All right, let's do it.
If we take a Class 3 and a Class 2, that's like taking a Class 5, right?
I'm pretty sure you're right.
Yeah.
It'll get you there. The rest is up to you.
The largest, most powerful forerunner yet.
Jared? What are you doing here? I don't know. I just always wanted to try this place. But Jared, it's okay. I had Subway for lunch.
When you have wholesome, low-fat sandwiches from Subway, it's all right to indulge now and then. Try our delicious sweet onion chicken teriyaki sandwich, made fresh with under 6 grams of fat, so you can feel good about being good and okay about being bad.
Some dessert, sir?
Subway, good, so you don't always have to be.
The ladies love Jimmy Kimmel. Well,
I feel like rolling around and crying in my dressing room right now.
Tonight, Andy Dick and an all-new Jimmy Kimmel Live, ABC Late Night Tonight.
From Denver, Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Lose the carbs, not the taste. State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And Subway, good so you don't always have to be. Subway, eat fresh. 3:06 left, all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left as the Patriots try to mount a drive from their 1-yard line. Brady out of the end zone, swings it outside, incomplete, intended for Deion Branch. New England in a situation right now, even if they don't get a first down, because they saved those timeouts, they could punt, then use them defensively and get the ball back. Either that or mount what would be about a 65-yard drive here, John, to at least put Vinatieri in a position to win the game.
Right, and I am not one to say that the Patriots could not make a drive here the length of this field and put Vinatieri in that position to kick the winning field goal.
I know you're not. Where's J.R. Redmond when they need him?
I am a believer.
2nd and 10. Here's Brady throwing, and that's incomplete. Daniel Graham appeared to get his hands on it, but couldn't hold on. Good coverage by Denver. They had him bracketed, and he couldn't hold on. 3rd down and 10.
But I also agree with you that they don't have to go for it on 4th down from this position. If they don't get a field goal, I think with 3 timeouts, a 2-minute warning, and everything else they have, I think they should punt.
Well, there's a double dilemma here because if they don't get the first down and they throw, Walter is going to be pressed up against the back of the end zone.
Yeah, you have to somehow get the ball out to the 5-yard line to give the punter his full 15-yard distance.
3rd down and 10. To the air. Hit as he throws. Up in the air. Floats incomplete. So now they still have all their timeouts. They still have the 2-minute warning, but what becomes the big problem now is can Walter get the kick away on a 10-yard snap?
And if you're the Denver Broncos, you have to go for the punt block. You know that you're going to get good field position here, but you want to get up there and then you want to put a punt block on. Here's the rush right here, and they get back to Brady and hit him just as he throws that.
Bertrand Berry put the pressure on. You know something, John, in this situation, I mean, there's a part of me that says you could almost take a safety. You're going to have to kick. That would make it a 3-point game. You're still going to have to kick, and then you're trying to stop Denver defensively. Just a thought.
That's not a bad thought,
yeah,
and they did it.
That's what they did. Yep. That's what they did. It hit the goalpost. That's a safety. So that's exactly what they were thinking. And it's a good thought because you're going to have to kick anyway. You're going to have to get the ball back anyway. It's a 3-point game, so a field goal will still tie the game.
Yeah,
and you're gaining 20 yards from the spot where you'd have to kick the ball.
He must not have trusted his punter on this one because you usually snap the ball to the punter and then let him just step out of bounds. That one was just snapped at 12 o'clock. One thing, as a coach, you never want to see that ball coming out there at 12 o'clock. Whoop!
Lonnie Paxton putting it right off the upright. You actually, for Walter, you gain 30 yards because instead of kicking from the back of your end zone, you're going to kick from the 20.
And that was good defense by the Broncos by not letting them get off that goal line there. But I think that was a good call. You know, to take the safety there. Now, the only thing is, you have plenty of time because you have the 2-minute warning plus, as you say, all 3 of your timeouts. But now a field goal would just tie it.
Right. That's what you give up by doing that. But I think it was a good choice.
I do too.
And now they'll put it on the the defense to get the ball back. 26-23 Denver.
Have you ever seen an onside kick from a free kick? I've seen that. You can do that. I mean, a free kick usually have your kickoff coverage plus your punter in there, and they have their kickoff return team, and you could. I don't think they're going to do it, but they're kind of in an onside prevent. As you look up here, they're kind of expecting or playing for it.
Yeah, they've got 6 guys up there within 15 yards, and it's a short free kick. But it can't be handled by Anderson. It's a free ball right now at the 16-yard line. And it's Delth O'Neal who gets taken down to the 13. And that on a kickoff, that's a free ball. And O'Neal had to go back and just cover up. So now Denver will start from deep in its own territory. And the decision by Belichick looks perfect at the moment.
I'm not sure what the Broncos were thinking on that. I mean, you just have to play that. You have your kickoff return team in there, but you have your punt returner. And you just have to go and catch that thing. It doesn't look like, it looked like one of those things, I got it, you take it, and no one took it. And as you say, that was a free ball, and if O'Neal doesn't get it, the Patriots could have recovered that.
From the 15-yard line, they give the ball to Clinton Portis, and now New England will take a timeout. Their first, 2 remaining, plus the 1 at the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, they'll get 1 at the 2-minute warning, plus they're going to get 1 at change of possession if they stop them.
26-23, the touchdowns tonight. Those of you tuning in late. Early on, it was Portis taking it in from 15 as they cashed in on a New England turnover. And then that long pass to Deion Branch to tie the game. It was 10-10 when Anderson made the catch there to make it 17-10. It was 17-13 at the half. That gave New England the lead. And then Delth O'Neal with a big play right there. The punt return in the 3rd period to make it 24-20. New England's added a field goal. Denver has picked up a safety. Brady keeps warm. And it's 2nd down and 8.
Mike Shanahan's trying to call a play that'll get him a first down or closer to a first down so they can get one on 3rd down.
Oh, and his movement on the right side by Matt Lepsis. False start.
False start. Number 78. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Hey, that's a tough thing for the Broncos, but a big play for the Patriots because the Broncos don't have that kind of offense now that they can overcome those kinds of penalties that put them in long yardage situations.
And now Sharp is on the sideline. Dwayne Carswell is in at tight end here as Shannon Sharp gets the attention. 2nd and 13 at the 12-yard line. Rod Smith in motion. Portis on a draw. And Portis with a nice gain out to the 20-yard line. So now it's 3rd down and 5. And New England will take a timeout here.
Timeout. New England, 2nd team starts timeout.
With 2.5.
30 seconds.
And you know, you always want to keep your timeouts in bunches, keep all 3 of them. But after you start taking them, you can't allow a first down.
And that's what they're going to have to be thinking about when we come up to this next play. Cannell with 163 through the air. Portis, nice night, 111. Rod Smith with 4 catches tonight. On the other side, Brady closing in on the 300-yard mark. No rushing game to speak of with Falk 5 carries. Though Antoine Smith has 16 carries for 55 yards.
This is a big down.
3rd down and 6 from the 19-yard line. Tight roll, pass, knocked off. Ashley Lilly, and again, that's the perfect way for that play to end for New England, because not only do they not pick up the first down, the clock stops. They still have, in effect, 2 timeouts, including the 2-minute.
As you say, that incomplete pass saved the Patriots a timeout.
Because if you stop them on the ground or stop them inbounds, you still have to take the timeout.
And they're going to get pretty good field position here.
Mike Anor. Good kick. 34-yard line. Troy Brown to the 42-yard line. So with 2:15 left, they're at the 42. They have to get it to, let's say, about the 30 to give Vinatieri a better than average chance. In fact, when you look at Vinatieri lifetime, he's one of the best in the league from 50 plus. Adam Vinatieri is 8 of 13.
And again, with 2 minutes 15 seconds, time isn't going to be a problem here. The Patriots have plenty of time. What they need is first downs. The Broncos, what they need now is to stop them and not let them get a first down. But now this is 4-down territory here.
From the 42-yard line. Brady under pressure, gets it away, caught, fought, tackled. 28-yard line by Ja'Shawn Sykes, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. So it'll be 2nd down and 5 with 2 minutes to play and 1 timeout remaining for the New England Patriots, who try to win their 5th in a row, trailing by 3 in Denver.
This is Ed McCaffrey of the Denver Broncos. Ed helps the United Way build stronger communities by supporting programs that provide meals for families. Ed is an overachiever. He's also good under pressure.
Shirley.
Busted.
Playing at Lambeau in the winter has its good points.
Great fans.
Lots of tradition.
And you're completely numb.
Before anyone gets the chance to hit you.
Eagles, Packers, next Monday night on ABC.
Everyone comes to play on Monday night.
Autotrader.com postgame show comes up next as we have 2 minutes to go. Team's been tight throughout. You know, Troy Brown hasn't caught a pass tonight, which is an amazing thing. He's their leading receiver. You wonder.
Yeah, and you think somewhere in this drive he's going to, because the first thing the Patriots have to do is get in position for a field goal. Now, all field goal is going to do is tie the game if they make it. I think you get in position for a field goal, take a shot at the end zone for the win, and then settle for the field goal. Go for the win and settle for the field goal, not try to get in field goal range to get a field goal. Get in field goal range so you can take a shot to the end zone.
But either way, just make sure you at least get it down to about the 30 to the 33-yard line to give Vinatieri a chance.
Right, that's the first thing you have to do.
Brady with 3 more yards through the air will have a 300-yard night. It is 2nd down and 5 at the 47-yard line. They have 1 timeout to the Patriots. Pressure on Brady. Gets it away to Falk. Flag. Falk has the first down pending the penalty. And then he is corralled by Al Wilson.
Where did Trevor Price get through there quickly, didn't he? He was on Tom Brady just about as quickly as he went back there.
And he's been doing that with some frequency tonight.
Yeah, at a lot of positions at both end and tackle.
25 defense. Penalty is declined. First down.
Wow, they call it on Nick Ferguson. That's a 19-yard gain.
What's Trevor Price? I was talking about him. He beats Tom Ashworth. He just takes an inside move. He just comes inside right now, right there, and he's right on Tom Brady. Brady can feel it, and then he goes to that side, just gets a little to the outside of Price, and is able to get that ball off.
So they get to the 34. If they gain nary a yard from here, it's about a 51-yard attempt for Vinatieri, but they have a minute 50 and a timeout. Brady going deep and incomplete. And as he suggested, John, get down into that field goal range and then take a shot. And Troy Brown was the intended receiver, covered by Brandon.
And you know that, you know, at some point in this drive, he was going to look for Troy Brown to make the big play. Remember in the overtime 2 weeks ago against Miami, it was Troy Brown that made the big play.
That's Mario Fatafei, the backup defensive end, who comes limping off. Second down and 10 now. Brady went over to the bench, and the play clock keeps going. It's down to 5-4, as you can see.
I think Brady thought he had a timeout.
I think he did. Second down and 10. They get the play off to Smith. He's tackled for a very marginal gain.
Yeah, the Patriots have one timeout left, and it looked like Tom Brady thought that they took it because, as you said, he was over there in the bench and the clock was going down, and they got it off just as it expired.
Or he might have seen Fadafei hurt, and maybe he looked around before Fadafei came limping off the field. And it's third down and 10.
And the Patriots have to get a first down here, or they're going to have to attempt the field goal if they don't.
Good protection. He throws, caught, first down, well into field goal range as Kevin Falk. And that takes it down to the 18-yard line. So now the 3 is almost assured. They can think about the touchdown.
Right, and that's exactly what they should do. They have the field goal. They have the field goal position. Now they should think to go for touchdown.
Brady looking to the end zone, and it's caught in the corner by David Givens for a touchdown with a half minute to play. David Givens, who went limping off before, 18-yard touchdown catch inside Delth O'Neal for the touchdown.
That was a fade stop. Delth O'Neal didn't make a play in the ball. It's one of those things where you run a fade, and if the guy is above you, you just stop. Tom Brady made the perfect throw. Listen to this place. This place has just gone quiet. They're in shock.
The air has gone out at 5,280 feet.
But I have seen this before. I have witnessed this.
Not in this stadium, but next door. The old
I know they can do it.
The extra point is good, but they need a touchdown to do it. A field goal is no good. Brady 4 of 5 for 58 yards on that drive in 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Let's watch David Givens and watch what he does to Delth O'Neal. It's what you call a fade stop. It's like the fade is just running up. Now you just stop and you throw it to your back shoulder. That's exactly what Tom Brady did. You throw it outside to the back shoulder. See, he sees that they're even. He knows that he has a play on the outside back shoulder. Delth O'Neal was in a position where he didn't even attempt to make a play on this.
He went from the doghouse to out of the doghouse and back to the doghouse.
Back to the doghouse. Because you have to know that they're going to go for the end zone, and they're going, that's the play. I mean, you're going to run a fade, and you're either going to get it up or you're not going to. Well, it's just Trevor Price was very, very close to getting there. But he just extends. He just hits Tom Brady as he throws the ball. Trevor Price has been all over Tom Brady tonight, but I'll say this, Tom Brady is a good quarterback, but he's a tough guy. And Tom Brady will always, always hang in there.
Little symmetry there, 35 attempts, 350 yards, 10 yards per pass attempt. The last time Brady played a game in this stadium 2 years ago, in the fourth quarter of the game, he threw 4 interceptions in a period. And tonight, 30-26, he gives them the lead. Denver has 2 timeouts, but again, a field goal does them no good.
You go back to that call of going for giving them a safety. That was a big call. Then they got good field position. Then their defense stopped them. Then their offense went and made the plays when they had to.
Vinatieri's kick. Chris Cole's going to come out of the end zone. Cole swinging into the outside. There's a flag. He takes it to the 32-yard line.
I'll say this. I was saying how Tom Brady hung in there. This whole Patriot team hung in there because they had the penalties, they had the punt return, they had everything going against them.
Number 58 of the receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Terry Pierce.
I mean, they were backed up with the 1-yard line, and then they just overcame it.
Extremely resilient team. Again, you go back to opening day, and as we said at the top of the show, you couldn't have a more onerous beginning to a season than did the Patriots. They released Malloy, a lot of consternation, teams wondering what in the world's going on. Is nobody sacred? Lose 31-0, have to go to Philadelphia, to play a wounded Eagle team that had come off a shutout defeat at the hands of Tampa Bay, and on a roll since then. Their only loss was to Washington in Week 4 since then, and that's incomplete, thrown underneath with 4 ticks having expired on that play. 19 seconds now.
Here we showed a picture of Bill Belichick there at the end of this game, and I'll just say that guy knows how to coach. I mean, there's some guys, players, you look and you say, now there's a football player, and you look at Bill Belichick and you say, now there's a football coach. You know, when he goes out in the field, it looks like the last thing that's in the bag he grabs and puts on and goes out there to coach some ball. He's a ball coach.
No question. He's 51 years old, but he's been coaching in the NFL for 29 years. Cannell launches it into a sea of white shirts, and it's intercepted by the rookie Asante Samuel with 7 seconds remaining, and that's going to write a finish to it with 1 kneel down by New England. And Bill Belichick has come in and handed Mike Shanahan a 3rd straight loss for his depleted team. Belichick takes his team back 7-2. That'll make the red-eye flight a lot shorter tonight. Bye week, and then they meet Dallas as the Cowboys go to New England in a couple of weeks. You know, the other thing I love about Belichick, John, we asked him last night, you ever wear your Super Bowl ring? He goes, no. I said, when's the last time you wore the ring? He said, at the ring ceremony. No accoutrement for Bill.
No, he doesn't have anything. I mean, he doesn't have any Super Bowl rings. He doesn't wear watches. He doesn't have necklaces. He has nothing. He just brings the guy. I mean, there's a guy, and then you put something on it, and you go out and coach some football.
Yep. Coached the Browns for 6 seasons or 5 seasons, and then became the head coach of the Jets for about 11 minutes, and then goes to New England in 2000. Wins the Super Bowl in 2001. Mike, of course, has won 2 of them. And Shanahan heads into a bye week, just hopeful that he can get some of his wounded back.
Over 100 yards.
As New England wins it by a score of 30-26 at deflated Mile High Stadium. Coming up next will be the Autotrader.com post-game show when we come back to Denver.
We need a car. A sports car. A wagon. Silver. And certified pre-owned. That one.
Autotrader.com lets you compare 2.1 million new, used, and certified pre-owned cars to find the one you want.
Oh, now we gotta sell our car.
Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
Room service. Your grape nuts, sir.
It'd take 4 bowls of grape nuts to get the B vitamins in just 1 bowl of total.
That's a manly breakfast. Your raisin bran.
10 bowls to equal the zinc in total.
I'll keep the gym open. Your special K is
40 bowls to equal the calcium in total.
Late checkout this morning?
You need Total. It's got a 100% daily value of 12 vitamins and minerals. No other leading cereal comes close.
Bowl of Total,
I'll take Total.
Kitchen's just closed.
Total Raisin Bran. 1 bowl, 100%.
ABC puts on Sunday's best. Sydney Bristow's secret
You kept Sydney's secret from me.
is finally exposed. A new alias. And he said...
She wanted to have sex.
She said...
He raped me.
And the truth will destroy one of them.
How could we have missed this?
An all-new practice. Sunday's best starts with 10, 8 at 8, 7 Central on ABC.
Welcome to the Autotrader.com postgame show. Here now, Al Michaels.
Finally, a Monday night game that's real good from start to finish. We've got some great finishes this year, but nothing is held in like this one all the way along. And Tom Brady, who adorned the horse trailer last year after the opening game, is back up on the horse trailer again this year, and Tom is with Lisa Guerrero.
Thanks very much, Al. Now, Tom, you were finally able to capitalize on that final drive. Exactly what do you say to your teammates in the huddle?
Well, I think we don't mind being in those situations. It was, you know, I think it looked pretty gray back there, sitting on the 1-yard line, going 3 and out. But coach made a good decision. We got the ball. Defense did a great job getting the ball back. And I want to say hi to my mom and dad and my sister because she never says I say hi to her.
Well, your record is 7-2 right now. You're in first place heading into the bye. Are you comfortable with where this team is right now?
I think that you know, we're playing better each week, and I think, you know, each week it's someone different that's stepping up. David Gibbs made a great play in the end zone tonight. All right, Ian. See you, buddy. But yeah, everyone's, you know, we're stepping up at different times, and pulling out victories. So it was a good win tonight.
Well, finally, as a confidence builder, how important is this win for the Patriots as you begin to make a playoff run?
Big. I mean, that's big. I mean, with what happened in the AFC East this week, we really need this one. And it's never easy playing here because the fans are into it and they got a great team. And with all those penalties and a lot of those missed opportunities that we had, I'm just glad we could pull it out.
Congratulations. Thanks very much, Tom. Al, back up to you.
Thank you, Lisa. 350 yards through the air, and they did overcome 14 penalties tonight to win the game and head home with a mark of 7-2, and that wraps it up for the Autotrader.com post-game show. Next week to Green Bay we go. Packers-Eagles on Monday Night Football. That'll be a good one next week on Monday night. Coming up next, your late local news on the West Coast. Stay tuned for an ABC News special, Jesus, Mary, and Da Vinci. Al Michaels, John Madden, Lisa Guerrero saying good night from Denver.
ABC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.